Shop and Save shutout sweepstakes. $250 gift card is on the line for Rachel. If the Penguins could get a shutout tonight, wouldn't that be something if Stuart Skinner was able to do that? If not, Rachel receives the $25 gift card from Shop and Save. You can register for the Shop and Save shutout sweepstakes at PittsburghPenguins.com. We have Elliot Friedman of Sportsnet, and he talked a little bit about his view of this trade, and I thought you'd like to hear it.
And I think it was pretty simple. Like, one of the things talking to some of the Oilers today is that, you know, Stuart Skinner he was in a good streak, by the way, when he got traded, but the moment it went bad or he had a rough game or anything like that, all the old questions and concerns came up, and it was weighing on Skinner, it was weighing on the team, it was weighing on the organization, and I think everybody here felt it was just time. And I think ultimately Stuart Skinner would probably agree it was just time. Like, it was weighing on everybody too much. The thing that had made Edmonton comfortable with Jari is that he apparently behind the scenes made it very clear, Ron, that if he knew his time in Pittsburgh was getting tight, and he made it clear he wanted to go to Edmonton. He has a place outside of Edmonton. He comes back there in the summer. He played junior there, and the Oilers did their research into him, and they felt they were comfortable with him because he's an Edmonton happy guy.
That's Elliot Friedman, and Pierre Maguire will join us in just a moment. Pens and Oil just around the corner on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
My dog Montague has always looked out for other people. So when he saw that our neighbor was hungry, we both jumped into action. We grabbed cans, friends, and a sled to get everyone the food they need. Eventually, the whole neighborhood joined in, donating food and money to help. Because it takes a neighborhood to feed a neighborhood. Visit unhungry.org to help feed yours. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Ever dreamed about signing with the Penguins? Now you can. With the Penguins Power Play package from FNB, you can be a part of the team with a Pens branded debit card, cashback credit card, and personal checks. Plus, score exclusive rewards like discounts on tickets, Pens gear, and more. Sign with the Penguins at fnb-online.com/penguins. FNB, the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins. FNB, member FDIC, credit card subject to approval. See site for details.
Series are the best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh for 11 years running. So it's no wonder that Pittsburgh's favorite hockey team choose Ford as their go-to vehicles. Yep, that's right. Your favorite team meets our favorite team. That's a stacked roster if you ask us. Ford, the official car, truck, and SUV of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Only from your neighborhood Ford store.
Looking for the perfect gift? Rivers Casino has you covered. For a limited time, purchase a $100 non-gaming gift card and receive a $20 bonus gift card. Whether it's for your family or yourself, it's the perfect holiday gift. Visit the cashier or stop by the Landing Hotel to purchase today. And we'll see you this holiday at Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
End 2025 with the Pittsburgh Penguins at PPG Paints Arena when the Carolina Hurricanes come to town on December 30th. Now Wotherspoon, near side wrist, he scores! How about the composure from the Penguins? A delayed penalty that seemed like it took forever. And Parker Wotherspoon has his first goal with the Pens. It's a 3-2 lead. Puck drops at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at PittsburghPenguins.com.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Here's the tag. 24/7 goal. He missed the target. Draisaitl back the other way for the Oilers. Draisaitl scores!
This segment of the UPMC Penguins pregame show is brought to you by Labatt and Labatt Blue Light, the official import beers of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Always enjoy responsibly.
Let's welcome back in Pierre Maguire. And Pierre, what do you think Tristan Jarry's impact will be with the Edmonton Oilers?
If he gets a little bit better team defense in front of him, he could make an impact. The problem for the Edmonton Oilers isn't so much in goal. The problem is the star forward committing to a 200-foot game, Paul. For whatever reason, they've chosen not to be the most diligent checkers ever since they came into the league. they got to start to make a commitment as a group. And if they do that, then I think Tristan Jarry can make an impact there.
I think Jarry masked a lot of those similar problems with the Penguins early in this season. We'll see if he can do it in Edmonton. And what about Stuart Skinner? What are your thoughts on what he brings to Pittsburgh?
I love the fact that he's going to PPW, prove a lot of people wrong. The biggest thing about Stuart Skinner is he's been to 2 Stanley Cup final. He's a big body presence. He can make a lot of initial saves. I think he's going to get better rebound clearing in Pittsburgh than he had in Edmonton. And I think the biggest thing is he's urgent for another contract, whether it's in Pittsburgh or somewhere else. I love the soundbite you played earlier, though, Paul. Pittsburgh Penguins have historically always treated players that have come into their marketplace extremely well, and you could hear it in Stuart Skinner's voice.
If you were putting your head on the shoulders of Kyle Dubas, would you be flipping Kulak and Skinner at the trade deadline? You could lose them for nothing if you don't, but you also could maybe use them in the playoffs if you make it.
I think you're going to have to see where you are come Olympic break. And if you're in a playoff position by Olympic break, there's a very good chance that you're probably going to keep both players. You don't want to sell your group out, especially when you got Crosby and Malkin and Letang still hanging around your group. What they've accomplished to date has been pretty significant. I think they can still keep going. I think adding Kulak and adding Skinner helps them a lot.
Pierre, thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you before the next game against the Ottawa Senators, and we certainly appreciate you jumping in here tonight. Thank you.
Always, my friend. Take care. Go Pens.
All righty, that's Pierre Maguire. Dan Muse is next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
I'm Andy Cohen.
I'm Amy Sedaris.
It's time for the most unhinged holiday radio play of the season. Radio Andy's Holiday Hangout with hilarity and outrageous advice from Andy and Amy Sedaris.
The elderly love a sweatsuit.
They love an elastic waistband. I got one on now. My icebreaker would be, how much am I making and when are you leaving?
Radio Andy's Holiday Hangout. Celebrating the holidays right here on Radio Andy. SiriusXM 102. Or listen on the SiriusXM app.
Hockey 24/7 on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Connor Bedard. Nobody said last year was bad, but what we're seeing now, he's the dog on the bone. It was almost as if he had some cement in his skates last year, and he wasn't F1 ever. He's different. This has been different. He wasn't bad last year. He was good. Now he's great right now.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and on your schedule with the SiriusXM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, loose in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Penguins.com/flex.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, your neighborhood Ford store. Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs are the official vehicles of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now it's time for Muse's Musings.
Well, Dan Muse says these meltdowns that the Penguins have experienced over the last 4 games leading up to this 5th game of the homestand have all been kind of different. You can't compare them necessarily other than the fact that they are meltdowns. And so he kind of talked about that today. And is he concerned about it? Here's what he had to say.
Am I concerned? I believe our group is going to learn from it and be stronger from it moving forward. And that's not just that late game situation. We got to keep working on those things we have. But when one thing gets fixed, usually something else comes up. And I think it's just making sure, too, that, we address those things, but that we get stronger in them, and then we move on. The Utah game, like that game, we didn't play well. Like those games aren't the exact same, those last couple. It might seem that way to the outside, but they're not. There was a lot that we could clean up throughout the game. We were opportunistic. We have a lead. Did we really deserve that lead in terms of our overall play? Probably should have been closer than it was going into the third period. But, I think you go back even the San Jose game and other games that we've had in that recent stretch. Are there parts of our games that we really like? There are. We just got to make sure that we continue to build and build in some more consistency in those things that we've liked.
Yeah, you got to like the leads they're building before they melt down. So if they could just hang on and get a win here tonight against another very dangerous team, the Edmonton Oilers, that will serve them well here as they go back to the road. The old 2-9er will visit with Brett Kulak in a moment on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank. NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Pittsburgh Penguins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Penguins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Penguins.
It's been said in hockey and in life, it's important to always back your partner. S&T Bank and the Pittsburgh Penguins are here to back you in the game of life. In partnership with the Penguins and the Pens Foundation, S&T is awarding 5 students studying communications, marketing, or a related field a $5,000 scholarship each to support their education. This memorial scholarship honors the late Pens broadcaster Mike Lang, and the deadline to apply is January 30th. So don't be left saying,
Elvis has just left the building.
Visit Pittsburgh Penguins website for more information and apply today.
In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shifts. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals over the years. As a founding partner of the Penguins, PPG also likes big goals and is pursuing them off the ice to better the Pittsburgh community and the world. They develop solutions that preserve natural resources with the goal to protect and beautify our world. PPG Paints Arena is proud to be the first LEED Gold certified NHL arena. We like big goals because when we score them, we all win. Just like defensemen have to protect the crease, you have to protect the paint of your car. Mr. Magic Car Wash is offering a free Paint Protect wash valued at $25 to all new customers. Visit MrMagicCarWash.com to redeem your free wash today.
Make your holidays extra special with winter's coolest treat, an ice cream cake from DQ. The perfect addition to any holiday gathering is the Dairy Queen ice cream cake. Delicious DQ soft serve and a chocolate crunch center. Order yours online today at DQCakes.com, the official ice cream cakes of the Penguins.
This is the Pittsburgh Penguins Hockey Network. This copyrighted broadcast is the property of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of all or part of this broadcast, or any descriptions or accounts of this game therein without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Penguins is strictly prohibited.
Welcome to the Old 2-9er. 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 Welcome to the Old 2-9er.
Time for 2 minutes with the Old 2-9er. Brought to you by your Pittsburgh area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing.
Welcome to the Old 2-9er Pens and Oilers tonight. We join now one of the newest members of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Brett Kulak. Brett, I want to talk about, I look around this locker room and I was trying to do some connections of who you might have played with, and I don't see anybody. It's kind of rare. You've been in the league a long time. You have to admit that's kind of rare, but my question is, and my question/comment, as I was just hearing your former or your current teammate with Edmonton, Stuart Skinner, was very complimentary of if this deal was going to happen. He was really thrilled that it happened with you.
Yeah, I think it worked out for both of us anyway. We were close, had a good relationship in Edmonton, and the fact that we were both moved together, and like you mentioned, for me not knowing anyone in this dressing room right now, it's nice coming over with a little bit of familiarity in the dressing room. So having him here is it's big for me. Fun to share the experience with him, joining a new group, a new organization, and first time playing in the United States in the NHL. So I think it's all good. We're pretty happy to be here.
Not only those first that you just mentioned, it looks like you're going to be playing with Jack St. Ivany, a guy that you probably don't know a lot about. Just your thoughts on playing with Jack, if you had any conversations, and what can we expect?
Yeah, we haven't talked too much, but we go over the film together in the team meetings this morning. I catch a couple clips there of what the system is, and we kind of go from there. We get to pass the puck around a little bit this morning in the morning skate and chat a little bit. He seems awesome, and I always love that. When you play with someone of good character and who can be a good friend, it always gives you a little extra. Like you want to do your best out on the ice for them too. So you want to see them have success. So I'm looking forward to playing tonight. It's going to be fun, and I think we'll do good.
Tee it up. Might as well take you right to the tough question: is playing against your old mates. I mean, I'm sure that's something that you've done before. You've been on a couple other teams, but you're going up against McDavid, going up against Draisaitl. Just your thoughts on playing your old mates, and then when you're matched up against those two.
Yeah, it'll be good. It's been a long time since I've played against that duo, but I think we're gonna have fun. I always love competing against those guys in practice, and give them a hard time. And so now when we get live action in a game, I'm looking forward to it. They're obviously special players. You got to respect their game a lot out there, and so it'll be fun.
Thanks for doing this. All the best. Welcome to the Bird. Go get the Oilers.
Yeah, appreciate that.
All right, that's Brett Kulak, and you have 2 minutes with the old 2-9er. Enjoy the hockey.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, because life. Now it is time for the Highmark Injury Update.
Gino, Caleb Jones, Philip Hollander, Blake Lizotte on the shelf for the Penguins. Kasperi Kapanen, Jack Roslovic, and Jake Wallman on the shelf for the Oilers. The lottery number for the Powerball tomorrow night. You got to play. $1.25 billion. You must be 18 or older to participate. Please play responsibly. Proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians every day. Joe Brand and the old 2-9er call the game for you. What a game it's going to be on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It takes all of us to take action and bring awareness to create a better community and environment. Penguins Pledge brings together key Penguins business partners with a common goal to create a more environmentally conscious community. Our Penguins Pledge champion partners, PPG, U.S. Steel, EQT, Wesco, Indra Energy, and Coca-Cola are all committed to a better and more sustainable Pittsburgh. Learn more at pittsburghpenguins.com/Penguins Pledge.
Hi, Staggy here to tell you about another great product from Nova Scotia, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky and Sticks, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins. In Canada, Donair is similar to gyro meat, but it's seasoned beef, not lamb. And like 87, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky is absolutely off the charts. It's keto-friendly, high in protein, and Mr. Donair's gyro seasoning makes it the best jerky you'll ever taste. You'll find it on Amazon, Cohen Markets, Turkey Hill, Country Fair, and PPG Paints Arena. Mr. Donair, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
My dog Montague has always looked out for other people. So when he saw that our neighbor was hungry, we both jumped into action. We grabbed cans, friends, and a sled to get everyone the food they need. Eventually, the whole neighborhood joined in, donating food and money to help. Because it takes a neighborhood to feed a neighborhood. Visit unhungry.org to help feed yours. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Looking for the perfect gift? Rivers Casino has you covered. For a limited time, purchase a $100 non-gaming gift card and receive a $20 bonus gift card. Whether it's for your family or yourself, it's the perfect holiday gift. Visit the cashier or stop by the Landing Hotel to purchase today. And we'll see you this holiday at Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh.
Crosby centering past Malkin, trying to get a couple jabs at it. He shoots and scores. Crosby backhanded pass, front score from Sidney Crosby.
Oh, get in the fast lane, Kramer. The bingo game is ready to roll.
The Pittsburgh Penguins Radio Network proudly presents Penguins Hockey. The Penguins Radio Network is presented by S&T Bank and brought to you in part by Number 1 Cochrane, go one better. By IC Light. By McDonald's, providing you the official burger of the Pittsburgh Penguins. By Get Go Cafe and Market. Get Go, where the Pens go. By Coca-Cola, founding partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. By Clearview Federal Credit Union. helping people enjoy a better life. And by Indra Energy, an official Penguins Pledge champion partner. Penguins Hockey on the Radio begins now.
It's a multi-headline matchup to wrap up the homestand as the Pittsburgh Penguins are looking for their first win in the homestand, despite grabbing points in 6 out of their last 7 games. It's Sidney Crosby and the Pens against Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers, and the only local call is right here on the Penguins Radio Network. Welcome in, Penguins fans, and welcome to PPG Paints Arena. Alongside the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, I'm Joe Brandon. Borky, we've got dramatic reunions. We've got milestones within reach. We've got demons that need to be exercised. Just your average Tuesday night hockey game here in Pittsburgh. But let's start with the goaltending, because it's probably a little bit more rare that you've got 2 guys that were basically traded for each other. In their first matchup against their former teams, the Tristan Jarry era has just ended. Now the Stuart Skinner era begins. I don't know. Get your popcorn ready.
Well, and they say that's the toughest part about being a goaltender at the NHL level is the mental part of it, right? And staying dialed in, next save mentality. Good to be with you, Joe, again. And yeah, where do we start with this one? We need more time, right? But it starts with the goaltenders. It does. I mean, we want to talk about Sid and McDavid. We want to talk about Draisaitl. We want to talk more about Sid, but let's start with the 2 goaltenders. I found it ironic that when they both got traded a few days ago, they had the exact same save percentage. Goals against average at 2.74. The only difference, obviously, is Stuart Skinner's been to the Stanley Cup final twice. So, and then Tristan Jarry's never won a playoff series before. So there's just so much on the line. I do find it also interesting that Tristan Jarry, yeah, he played in Edmonton for the Oil Kings, so he knows the market pretty well, but he was playing junior hockey back then. Now, he's going to be playing for a team where it's cup or bust. So if he thought the pressure cooker was hot here in Pittsburgh, wait till you get to Edmonton if you lose a couple games and you let in a couple softies. On the other end, Stuart Skinner, he must feel like complete breath of fresh air. So much pressure on him. The job didn't get done. A lot of people want to point at him and say, it's your fault, you're a bum, get out of here. And they got what they asked for. And it's going to be really interesting to see which goaltender takes the opportunity they've been given, Jarry, Skinner, and elevates their game to prove a lot of people wrong.
This is the first game for Stuart Skinner in a uniform anywhere else in the NHL other than the Edmonton Oilers. This is Tristan Jarry's second game with Edmonton. He actually made his debut on the 13th, right after being traded in Toronto. Stuart Skinner was withheld due to immigration status, so that took some time, along with Brett Kulak, the defenseman who now makes his Penguins debut tonight. He's paired up with Jack St. Ivany, as you may have heard with the old 2-9er in the pregame show. But let's talk about a few guys that have played many games in the sweaters that they're playing in tonight. Sidney Crosby and Leon Draisaitl. As we mentioned before, Crosby just 2 points away from Mario Lemieux. Leon Draisaitl is 1 point away from his 1,000th in his career. But Crosby to match Lemieux's all-time point record in Pittsburgh Penguins history. It takes a lot for us to not lead the pregame show with that. But we have been talking about it for the last couple of days. And as you have mentioned multiple times, nobody is looking more forward to getting past this mark than number 87 himself.
No, this being the 5th game of a 5-game homestand, the Penguins have lost all 4 previous. You know, number 1 on Sid's mind is to get the W. But if he can get 3 points while doing that, and this might be one of those games where it's just wide open, where I don't say 2 words the whole period, Joe, and you lose your voice by the end of the second period. It might be one of those games where it just goes back and forth, and we have fire wagon hockey. That would suit Sid just fine, maybe, because he is all about the win. But with Mario being in the house the last few games, probably here tonight, would love Sid to do it in front of the home fans. I know it's somewhere in Sid's mind, but I don't think it's as towards the front as maybe it was game 1 or 2 of this homestand. For Sid, it's all about the win. It's all about the team. It's all about that. And if he's able to get a couple points in time, Mario, then that would be great. We got a game coming up in Montreal pretty soon, too. Yes, I know you're thinking the way I'm thinking, but we'll see. For Sid, number one on the list is to get the W.
That's the old 2-9er, Phil Bourque. It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh, and we'll have puck drop for you. But first, a conversation with Justin Brazeau, who's found some success with his new line of Rucker McGroarty and Ben Kindle. We'll have puck drop after that on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank. Getting set for the Pens and the Oilers here at PPG Paints Arena. We're talking with Justin Brazeau, and just kind of curious about how you feel about this new line with a couple of kids out there. How are you liking it?
Yeah, it's been awesome so far. I mean, you got a lot of skill, a lot of speed. Makes it easy for me knowing what I have to do when I'm out there with them. So, no, it's been good. We're just looking to kind of build on what we've been doing so far.
Specifically, what do you like about each of Ben Kindle and Rucker McGroarty?
Yeah, obviously just, I think, coming out of our D zone, the ability to make plays in the neutral zone. I mean, both of them are so skilled, especially Kindy with, the way he carries that puck, even though he's 18. I mean, it's fun to watch. So, they obviously got a lot of skill, and I know that, when I'm in the offensive zone with them, what they kind of like to do, they want to play with the puck, kind of be on the outside and stuff, which makes it easy for me because I know where I got to go to. So, I think we've done a good job of kind of reading off each other and kind of playing to each other's strengths. So just kind of build on that.
How exciting has this year been for you, just seeming to really find yourself in your own groove and just seeming really comfortable out there?
Yeah, no, obviously it's nice to, anytime you're in a situation where, you can be relied on and stuff like that, obviously it feels good for the confidence and stuff like that. And, I've had a good start, but I got to keep going here.
What's the hardest thing about the Oilers?
I mean, they got two pretty hard reasons to play against them. Obviously, they got two elite players, but then they have other guys like, the Hymans, Bouchards, and stuff like that who are really skilled and can make a lot of plays. So I think it's just trying to stay above them and neutralize their speed as much as we can. And, the best way to play defense is play with the puck in their own, in their zone. So hopefully do a lot of that.
It's Justin Brazeau. We'll have Pens and Oilers coming up next.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Grab the gift that works for anyone on your list. Holiday Flex plans are available now. Choose your games, pricing, and seats that work best for you. Plans start as low as 3 games.
Falcon high slot, shot on net, kicked off Novak over to the far corner. Novak's got it back. He scores! Tommy Novak ends a 7-game goal drought with a power.
Don't miss out on the action this holiday season. Get more information and choose your Flex plan today at PittsburghPenguins.com/flex.
In Pittsburgh, champions aren't just born, they're built. And NSS Life has been part of that winning legacy for decades.
We've stood with the city's champions on and off the field.
Building futures that are strong, secure, and built to last.
NSS Life is proud to be part of Pittsburgh's past and your future.
NSS Life, the official life insurance company of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
NSS Life, where family matters.
We're all set for hockey here at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as the Pittsburgh Penguins wrap up their homestand looking for 2 points in their first matchup against the Edmonton Oilers. How's it going, Penguins fans? Alongside the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, I'm Joe Brandon. We are just thrilled to have you here with us tonight for another edition of Pittsburgh Penguins hockey. The Penguins are looking for their first win on this homestand. They're also looking for their first win against their former goaltender, Tristan Jarry, in net for the Edmonton Oilers, as he has played 162 games in this building, never for another sweater. He's wearing a white road sweater for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. The Pittsburgh Penguins in their home black sweaters, with Stuart Skinner in net making his debut against the Edmonton Oilers. We're underway here in Pittsburgh. The opening faceoff is brought to you by number 1 Cochrane, Club 1 Rewards. As the Penguins enter the Edmonton Oilers zone, it's chipped out by Crosby to the neutral zone. Parker Wotherspoon will settle it down. Pens attacking from left to right, with the Edmonton Oilers attacking from right to left. Brian Rust chips it down in Edmonton's end. It's scooped up by the defenseman Evan Bouchard. We'll slow things down over at the far corner. The season series between these two teams was split, with the home team winning each game. This is the first of 2 matchups between these two teams. They'll wrap up the season series in January up in Canada.
The Oilers spin it down into the Penguin zone. At the far corner, it's Savoy trying to flip it along the wall, but interrupted by the Pens. Kicked over to the near corner as Chris Letang will get it ahead to Connor Dewar. Now chipped down along into the Edmonton zone, near wall. Danton Heinen, who's back in the lineup, wraps up Alec Regula looking for the puck, but Regula still able to spin it up the boards to get it to Vasily Bodkolzin. Chipped back to Regula. He'll fling it down to the Penguins' end near corner to the right of the new goaltender, Stuart Skinner. Penguins go D to D, but Ryan Shea couldn't handle the pass. Draisaitl with it, far half wall. The Nurse near circle. Wrister over to the far circle, looking for a pass to Podkolzin. Couldn't connect. Both teams get a change. A minute and a half in, no score. Stretch pass ahead, looking for Chris Letang, a little bit out of his reach, but the Penguins ice it down. No score. A minute and a half into this hockey game.
Well, what do you think each of these goaltenders wants early on? It's a nice softy into the glove, right? They just want to feel it, kind of get those nerves out of the way.
Shake off any nerves, any rust that they might have. Again, this is Stuart Skinner's first game with the Pens, and to wait to be activated due to immigration status. But Tristan Jarry made his debut on the 13th against the Toronto Maple Leafs. He picked up the win. He gave up 3 goals. Calvin Pickard started for Edmonton on Monday in a loss, I should say on Sunday, in a loss against the Montreal Canadiens in Canada. As Ben Kindle takes the pass on the near side of the neutral zone, slows down right in front of the Edmonton blue line, will chip it down to the near corners. The Penguins get a change. No score, over 2 minutes gone in this one. Our starting lineups are presented by Clearview Federal Credit Union. With the top line continuing of Raquel, Crosby, and Brian Russ. Second line of Rucker McGroarty, Ben Kindle, and Justin Brazeau. Meanwhile, Anthony Mantha takes it over the Oilers line. Shot on net that got deflected wide. Tommy Novak collects up to the near point. Carlson. Parker Wotherspoon far point. Now back to Carlson. Wrister. It never got through traffic as Jarry extended his blocker out front. Now Novak steals, fires it wide of the net. Loose puck over to the far corner. Regula got in front of Novak, but Tommy Novak still came away with the puck for a moment until he coughed it up to the rookie Quinn Hudson for the Edmonton Oilers, who plays in his 3rd NHL game. Mantha now cruising into the Oilers zone, takes it to the far circle, curls around at the hash marks. High slot Wotherspoon. He dances. Carlson near circle, a wrister, and a shoulder save from Jarry, hugging the near post.
Trying to caught a little bit of the outside of the post. I heard a clunk.
There are only 3 Penguins that have ever scored a goal against Tristan Jarry. Kevin Hayes with 3 of them. Now he scoots over the Oilers line, rips a wrister in and onto the glove of Jarry. Brian Russ tried to handle the rebound, but he got taken down to the ice, slammed into the end boards.
Yeah, Darnell Nurse looked to the referee and just kind of hung his head, thinking he was going to call for sure there on Rust.
Connor McDavid into the pen zone to Bouchard, and the slot wrister got deflected, went in behind the net. Collected by Hyman. He feeds it over to the far side that Bouchard will play off the board. Snaps it over to Ekholm near point. He sends a wrister to the near corners, swings around the boards to Nugent Hopkins at the far half wall. His dump in, interrupted by Sid, kicked out to the neutral zone. Ricard Raquel races after it, jousts for it with Ekholm, and the Penguins push it over the Oilers line, but Ekholm's still able to chop it out to the neutral zone. 4 minutes gone in this game, no score. The Penguins credited with the only 2 shots on goal so far. The other Penguins who have scored against Tristan Jarry, Ricard Raquel with 1 goal, Noel Acciari with 1 goal. Only 2 Edmonton Oilers have scored against Stuart Skinner in their careers. That is Max Jones and Trent Frederick, each with 1 goal.
Max Jones is not in the lineup.
Again, Sidney Crosby with 167 different goaltenders he scored against in his career. Obviously, he's never scored against his former goaltender, and Jarry is a loose puck. Went springboarded over to Jarry on the near post. He stops it with his glove. No score, 4.5 minutes gone in this game.
Well, at least Tristan Jarry can say no first goal on first shot.
There you go.
I'm sure that was in the back of his mind. That would have been an absolute disaster start for Tristan Jarry. Interesting number that Stuart Skinner wears, number 74. The only goalie I can think of is UC Saros.
Oh, yes.
74.
Both guys in their new gear. However, Stuart Skinner still wearing his Edmonton mask. It looks like Jarry's got a new Edmonton mask.
He does. I have a story.
Okay.
When we have time.
It's called a tease in the radio business. Stay tuned for that. Edmonton tries to work the puck out of their zone. Darnell Nurse carries it near side. From center ice, he'll sling it down to the Penguins' end. Around to the far corner is new Penguin defenseman Brett Kulak. Feeds it to Jack St. Ivany, who's making his season debut. Oilers take the puck away, though. It's Matthias Janmark at the near corner. Down to Mangiapane now on the Oilers. Flipped up to Nurse, near point. Slung over to the far side, Regula. To the crease for Janmark. He'll back up at the far circle, get it back to Nurse. He hangs. Wrister just wide of the net. Regula collects off the far wall, takes it down to the corner. Tough angle shot, sizzled wide to the crease. Angled out to the near point. Nurse keeps it alive. The far half boards for Janmark. Carries it down to the bottom of the far circle. Flipped it back up to Regula now at the far point to Nurse. Wrister blockered away by Skinner as it angled over to the near corner. Penguins trying to kill the puck out of their zone, having some trouble doing so. Stastny's off the bench, keeps it alive at the far point. Kindle tries to kick the puck free at the far half wall, and the Pens finally get control of it, tap it on down towards the neutral zone.
Yeah, they gave Stewart a save on the Nurse Wrister with the blocker, but they might take that off the board. I think it was going wide.
Brian Rust off the bench, steals the puck, got it to Raquel. Crosby behind him. Raquel cruising through it to the crease, gets taken down to the ice. This is going to be a penalty on Edmonton. Skinner to the bench. Carlson with the puck. High slot. Snap to Crosby. Near circle. Over to Rust. Loaded up. Never unloaded. Back down to Crosby at the corner. Up to Rust at the point. High slot Mantha. Basically the power play unit out here right now. As it's over to Mantha. Far point. Crosby near circle. Slows down. Saucer pass to Carlson, who walks the blue line to the high slot. Stops on a dime. Still with the puck. Down to the near point. Slung over to Wotherspoon. Wrister. Saved by Jari. Rebound kicked over to the near corner. And cleared out of harm's way by Edmonton. Their first touch of the puck to stop the clock. Penguins will be going on the power play as Matthias Ekholm will be going to the box. 13:46 to go in the first period. And the top power play in the NHL on display when we come back on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
At UPMC Hillman Cancer Center, we believe cancer care shouldn't just be good enough. It should be life-changing. As the region's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, we provide groundbreaking treatments and innovative clinical trials with renowned cancer specialists and a compassionate support system for patients and their families. Discover more at upmchillman.com/lifechanging.
Looking for the ultimate getaway? Stay and play at the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino. Whether you're here for a weekend escape or a midweek retreat, we've got everything you need under one roof. Wake up refreshed in one of our stunning rooms and head straight to the action, just steps away from the casino floor. Enjoy a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment, all just outside your door. Visit riverscasino.com and book your stay today. Experience the best of both worlds at the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
PA announcer Ryan Mill and the Penguins promotions team recognizing Tristan Jarry making his return here to Pittsburgh. His first appearance against his former team, and Jarry saluting the crowd that rises to their feet for the Penguins' former goaltender.
A two-time All-Star, first goalie to ever score a goalie goal, longest shutout streak in the history of the Pittsburgh Penguins, over 177 minutes. There's a lot of good that came out of Tristan Jarry, folks.
Again, playing his 163rd career game in this building, but his first not with the Penguins. The Penguins are now on the power play. Still with the top percentage in the NHL at 32.1%, despite going 0 for 2 the other night against Utah. Crosby settled it down in the neutral zone, got it to Rust. He pitches it back to Carlson. Over the Oilers line, and the Penguins are offside. 27 seconds gone on the Penguins power play.
And the Penguins' last game against Utah, one of those rare occasions, Sidney Crosby did not have a shot on goal. One of those nights. Afternoons, I should say.
We saw his 4-game point streak come to an end. Now he wins the draw, takes it into the Oilers zone. Shovels it over to the far boards for Rust, who send it up to Carlson. Now back to Rust, down to Crosby at the far corner. Trying to crank it around the boards. Instead, he pitches it up to Carlson, far point. He takes it along the blue line. To Rust, far circle. Cruises in. Wrister, blocker save. Raquel couldn't handle the rebound, but the Pens get it up to Carlson. Now to Rust, far circle. Downstairs, Raquel looking for Mantha. Couldn't connect. As the Edmonton Oilers kicked it out to the near point, but the Penguins still keep it alive in the Oilers zone. Final minute of this Penguins power play, as Edmonton will now shoot it out down to the Penguins end. It's handled by Skinner. Second unit already out to the ice for the Pens. Chris Letang sends it ahead to Kevin Hayes, gaining steam over the neutral zone, dumps it down to Edmonton's end. Kindle at the far corner couldn't handle it, spun around the boards. That Hayes will take it right back in the circle. One-timer Letang went wide of the net, and then cleared down by Edmonton all the way down to the Penguins' end. 30 seconds to go on the Pens power play. Letang again cruises in behind Skinner's net. Tommy Novak over the Oilers line to the far circle. Kindle back to Brazeau. He scores! Justin Brazeau with 3 goals in his last 2 games, and the Penguins strike first on the power play with 12 to go in the opening period.
Goodness gracious. What a shot by Justin Brazeau. Oh, Lord, help me find the words to describe this one. As he takes it right down Fifth Avenue. No dusting, just flames coming out the backside. And this thing hit the back of the net. You might want to check the back of the net for the dent. As he did, walked it right down Fifth Avenue, right between the hash marks, untouched. And we are getting a challenge here. So while they're looking at that, I mean, I don't know if a human could shoot the puck harder than Justin Brazeau just did. He got all of it. And they're going to take a look here at the zone entry. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. That Tommy Novak coming in the left wing there.
Well, it was Novak with the puck. It was Kindle on the far side.
Okay, Kindle on the far side. Yep, the right-hand shot. Yep, so Kindle on the zone entry. Boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Just my first look.
After video review, the play was deemed to be offside. Therefore, we have no goal.
I didn't even see a replay. I saw one, and it just looked pretty obvious. So that's a shame because that was a rocket of a shot from Justin Brazeau. But a little detail is staying on side on that zone entry. Keeps it 0-0. I do think there was time left on the Ekholm minor. Yes, Joe?
I agree. Around 16 seconds, well, 23.
Okay. Make it 23.
Well, it was a quick challenge and it was a quick review.
Yeah.
But Tommy Novak got disrupted a little bit in the neutral zone by one of the Edmonton players, and I think that's what caused the hesitation and allowed Kindle to go over the blue line first. So a real rough break for the Pens. They thought they took the first swing. 15 seconds to go on the power play still. Letang in the neutral zone, back to Crosby. This top unit out there is Raquel in the crease to the near circle. Crosby, one-timer got blocked by Darnell Nurse. Back to Crosby below the goal line. To Raquel, tough angle shot, side save by Jari. As Ekholm comes out of the box, we're back to 5-on-5. Pens still with it in the Oilers zone, though. Nice thread of the needle pass from Crosby looking for Mantha, but couldn't connect. Crosby steals the puck away from Bouchard. Got it to Raquel for a moment, but he caught the puck up back to Edmonton. Bouchard from the neutral zone slings it down to the Penguins' end. Shea cuts it off at the far corner. The Penguins' goal was overturned due to offsides. So we're scoreless. The Penguins still credited with the only 5 shots on goal in this game. Puck down in Edmonton's end again.
And I talked about that one wrist shot that came off the stick of Nurse. They gave him a shot, and I thought it was going wide. It was, and so it's still 0 on the board for shots. We're 9 minutes in.
So instead of a 1-0 lead for the Penguins, it's no score with 5 Tristan Jari saves so far for his new team in Edmonton. Now it's Hyman over the Oilers line. Pitch back to Draisaitl below the goal line. Stopped at the corner. Now a penalty on the Pens as Jari skates over to the Edmonton bench. And right after a goal was overturned on the power play, the Penguins will go on the penalty kill for the first time tonight.
It's going to be an interference penalty here.
Pittsburgh, number 43, 2 minutes for interference.
This is Dan Hyman going to go. This is away from the puck, and so I'll wait for the replay to try to describe what happened here. And I did. It was Heinen in on the forecheck, and there was a pass by McDavid. That's the other part. It's McDavid, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to draw the attention. He's going to get the call. It was just a little tug by Heinen as McDavid tried to jump past Heinen, threw him off stride, and now a power play for the Edmonton Oilers.
Third best power play in the NHL. McDavid rips a wrister wide of the net after catching a pass fresh off the faceoff. Oilers still looking for their first shot on goal. Nugent Hopkins down to the far circle for McDavid. Up to Draisaitl in the slot. Fired off the far, rather the near post. Edmonton almost thought they had a goal. 20 seconds on the Penguins PK. Bouchard high slot over to McDavid. He's in the slot now, near circle. Over to Draisaitl, far circle. Wrister didn't get through traffic. Penguins with it. Wotherspoon clears it down off the far boards and into the Edmonton zone.
Well, I mean, you could throw a flannel blanket over 97 and 29, and they're still going to get their chances, Joe.
Draisaitl leading the way with 8 power play goals for the Edmonton Oilers. He has the most in Oilers history at 197. Now he's got the puck, far circle, shot on net, went wide. And the rebound all the way out to the neutral zone. Bouchard will pick it up at center ice, skated into his own end. Final minute on the Penguins PK. We've got no score, just a little past halfway of this first period. Shifted back to McDavid. Now he accelerates into the Penguins zone. Lost the puck. Skinner will play it. And this is going to be another penalty on the Penguins. It's going to be Brian Rust. So the Edmonton Oilers will get 52 seconds of 5-on-3.
Here's your call, and you're not going to like my comments.
Pittsburgh, number 17, 2 minutes for hooking.
Oh, boy. So with Evgeny Malkin out of the lineup, Brian Rust has been given a letter A. Usually Gino wears the assistant captain, and there's no read. This is a 1-on-2, and I know it's McDavid, but it's a 1-on-2. McDavid coming through the neutral zone, tons of speed, coming on to 2 defensemen. Brian Rust with one hand on the stick reaches out into the hands of McDavid. There's no need. Let him go. He's past you. There's no need to reach out into the hands of McDavid. He gets twisted around a little bit, and now you got a 5-on-3 for the Edmonton Oilers in the 0-0 hockey game.
Again, Edmonton, a lethal offense, and even more lethal power play, third in the NHL. They did have almost 2 full minutes of a 5-on-3 in Montreal on Sunday, in which they did not convert. This is not the situation the Pens want to be in right now. 9:40 to go in this first, as Noel Acciari wins the draw, and it's cleared out by Brett Kulak, the former Oiler.
Advantage there. Usually Draisaitl takes those face-offs. He's really good at them. He got waved there, and McDavid lost to Acciari.
Oilers back in the Penguin zone. They cough up the puck. Kulak shovels it out of play.
No. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, my goodness gracious. What are we watching here, Joe?
Delay game.
Ay, 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 ay. Oh, boy.
So there are now 3 Penguins in the box. There will be a minute 42 of 5-on-3 for Edmonton. Danton Heinen's penalty has 34 seconds left. And there's still no score. Face off to the right of Stuart Skinner. The Oilers win it.
Buckle up and hold your breath.
McDavid near circle. Far circle. One-timer. Draisaitl sent it wide. Rebound all the way down to the neutral zone.
Oh, Draisaitl's so mad with himself. That's the second time from his spot over there. Left-hand shot, right dot. Then he blasted it wide, and it was a clear for the Penguins.
McDavid now near circle on the Penguins end. Nugent Hopkins at the corner. Back up to McDavid. To the high slot, Bouchard. Cruises in. Wrister saved by Skinner. Over to the far corner. Wotherspoon cleared it up. Not out at the far point. And the Pens fans chanting stew already for their new goaltender. Nugent Hopkins centering pass. Hyman couldn't connect. Puck goes over to the far wall. Oilers take it back. McDavid near circle. Cruises in. Down to the corner. Plays it off the wall. 58 seconds to go as there's a wrister and a glove saved by Skinner on his former teammate. The 5-on-3 continuing for the Edmonton Oilers. And Skinner coming up with a couple of big saves to keep it scoreless. 8:34 to go in this first.
Yeah, and I don't think they have the scoreboard right here. Because now, why is Heinen coming out now?
Because he had the first penalty.
And they had to wait for a face-off? Well, wait for a whistle?
Because you can't give them a 5-on-4.
No, that's right. Yeah. So now the Kulak penalty has started, so more 5-on-3 here for Edmonton.
47 seconds of it. Oilers within the Penguin zone. Bouchard in the slot. Draisaitl far circle. McDavid centering pass. Hyman shoveled in, scores. And Leon Draisaitl picks up his 1,000th career point, and the Edmonton Oilers spill out onto the bench to celebrate their teammate's accomplishment. He had the secondary assist from the far circle to McDavid on the near one. Down to Zach Hyman, who's now scored 6 goals in the last 4 games. And Edmonton strikes first with a 5-on-3 goal. 1-0 Oilers, 8:22 to go in the first.
For Leon Draisaitl, point number 1,000. He will be the 4th player ever to get their 1,000th point against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The other 3 in order: Ovechkin in 2017 at Washington, Patrick Marleau with San Jose, at Pittsburgh on November 21st, 2015. And the first was Joe Nieuwendyk in 2003 as a member of the New Jersey Devils here in Pittsburgh. So 3 of the 4 all-time have been here in the Burgh. Ouch.
416 career goals for Draisaitl. Now a secondary assist to make it 1,000 career points. The Penguins are still shorthanded for 90 seconds. 8:15 to go in this first period. 1-0 Oilers. McDavid through the Penguin zone, near side, backhand, scores. Just seconds after his teammate connected on his 1,000th career point, Connor McDavid waited for nobody, blasted into the Penguin zone. And he did what 97 does. It's 2-0 Oilers on a power play goal.
So that's a goal and assist for McDavid. And I'm going to give you some tough love here as Parker Wotherspoon lunged at McDavid. And the strength and balance of McDavid was incredible. A lot of players, because Parker Wotherspoon's a pretty strong guy, would have got knocked down there. But he was dancing on his skates, and he went 10-2, quarter to 3 to keep his balance, and then was able to get his head up and make a ridiculous move, go forehand, backhand around Stuart Skinner, and that's just not fair. I mean, that's incredible what Connor McDavid just did. And if you want some tough love, you got what you deserved. You go in the box like that, all preventable penalties that the Penguins took, and the Edmonton Oilers took full advantage of your undisciplined penalties.
It's a 3-goal swing. Looked like the Penguins had a 1-0 lead on a Justin Brazeau power play goal. It was overturned due to the Penguins being offside. And then the Penguins committing 3 consecutive penalties, allowing Edmonton to have more than a full 2 minutes of 5-on-3. Now the Penguins in the Oilers zone. Letang flutters one towards Jari that he sweeps wide to the far side. Novak kept it alive, snapped to Letang, near circle, back over to Novak, couldn't handle the pass. It goes out to the neutral zone. Matthias Janmark races it down, but it's kicked over to Ryan Shea out of harm's way. 7:20 to go in the first period. Penguins down 2-0. Anthony Mantha trying to connect with Raquel on the near side. He'll take it down to the corner. Gets slammed into the boards as Edmonton cranks it up along the near side. Leon Draisaitl escaped it out to Vasily Podkolzin. Draisaitl over the Penguins line now. Podkolzin far circle. Shot fired. Pad save Skinner. Second attempt kick wide. The puck sitting in the crease, and now it's kicked over to the far circle. Edmonton takes it back. Wrister coming. It's wide of the net on the attempt from Stastny. Kept alive at the far point by Draisaitl. He gets pressured as the Penguins had it away, but then coughed it up. Stastny again, near circle. Ripped the wrister to the far corner. Draisaitl plays it off the wall. Flutters one to the near side. Emberson plays it off the boards. Back to Draisaitl above the near circle. He'll curl around at the point. Take it to the high slot. Now backhand it down to Quinn Hudson, the rookie in the far circle. He lost it to Ricard Raquel, who skates it up to center ice on the far side. Shovels it down to Edmonton zone. And then hustles after his own chip and chase in the far corner. Swung over and behind the net. Crosby raced after it, but Colson got it away. To the far side for Quinn Hudson. He coughed up the puck as the Penguins look to regain it on the near side. Erik Karlsson with it, plays it off the inboards to Wotherspoon. 2-0 Edmonton with 6 minutes to go in the first period. A couple of power play goals for the Oilers as the Penguins ice it down.
want to talk about EQT, because when America needs a power play, EQT delivers. Fueling freedom, strengthening allies, and unleashing U.S. LNG, liquid natural gas, from right here in Pittsburgh. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
Face-off in the Penguin zone to the right of Stuart Skinner. Edmonton wins it. The Oilers lead 2-0 in this first. Less than 6 to play. Far circle, a wrister sailed high of the net. Janmark. Ekholm chips it down to the corner as Tucker Wotherspoon gets in front of it below the goal line. Got it to Erik Karlsson. On the near side of his own zone, he'll play keep away, then send a rink-wide pass to Kindle, who snaps it to the near side for Crosby. Down to the near corner. Crosby keeps it alive along the boards, chipped it back, but coughed it right up to Bouchard. Slung up the near wall. It caught the official. Stayed alive in the Edmonton zone, but the Oilers still pull away with it. It's Bouchard. He's got McDavid to his left, accelerating. Over to Hyman, near circle, down to McDavid, but kicked wide by the Penguins' active sticks. As McDavid from in behind the net tried to go for a centering pass, but Karlsson cut that off. Now Brian Rust steals a pass away, but coughs it right back up to McDavid. High slot, cut around, in the slot, near circle. He loses the puck. Brian Rust will take it back, pitch it on down to Edmonton zone. Penguins get a change. 5 minutes to go in this first. 2-0 Edmonton. The Oilers out shooting the Pens 7-5, which means they have the last 7 shots on goal. But again, plenty of power play opportunity for the Oilers to help get them to that mark. Danton Heinen sends a rink-wide pass that goes off the skate of Connor Dewar. Ryan Shea picks up the loose change and dumps it down in the Edmonton zone to the near corner. Jari playing it to Heinen, flips it along the end boards, lost it to Alec Regula. He'll send it ahead to Mangiapane, who chips it off the far glass. Pawed down by Heinen. He couldn't keep hold of the puck, though, as Edmonton takes it back. The neutral zone, Mangiapane lost it to Achari. And now the Penguins will take it with Chris Letang snapping it D to D over to Ryan Shea. Far side of the neutral zone, he dumps it down to the Edmonton zone. Danton Heinen with a baseball swing, got it to the corner, now takes a pass, shot fired, shoulder save, Jari, loose puck in the crease, and he's able to freeze it. With 4:09 to go in the first period, the Edmonton Oilers have a 2-0 lead on 2 power play goals. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The fantasy football playoffs are here, and you need fantasy sports radio now more than ever. After a grinding season of injuries, waiver moves, and start-sit decisions, the finish line is in sight.
Don't plan your team around last week's results. Plan your team around this week's expectations.
But making the wrong move could mean the difference between glory or defeat.
This time of year, you got to get the player. It's okay to overpay for guys.
Don't lose because you weren't listening. Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
NHL Morning Skate.
Eric Tulsky's the general manager in Carolina.
Are you still a team that looks to go big game hunting via trades?
It's very easy as a manager when you have a good team to get conservative. Just let it play out and hope for the best. And that's not our philosophy here. We don't want to just sit back and call it good enough. We want to keep looking for ways to make the team better.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stiller. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Connor Bedard. Nobody said last year was bad, but what we're seeing now, he's the dog on the bone. It was almost as if he had some cement in his skates last year, and he wasn't F1 ever. He's different. This has been different. He wasn't bad last year. He was good. Now he's great right now.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app.
It's now at PittsburghPenguins.com.
Two 2-0 Edmonton with 4:09 to go in this first period. The Penguins being outshot 8-6. Again, the Penguins had the first 5 shots on goal. Looked like they had a power play goal from Justin Brazeau. It was overturned. And then 2 power play goals for the Edmonton Oilers. Has them ahead by 2.
Look at the last 2 challenges. Go back to that last game. The challenge that the Penguins had on the Utah goal ends up being a goal. The Penguins are wrong on the challenge. And Utah scores on the preceding power play. The penalty for being wrong on the challenge. And now this one here tonight.
Pens also 0 for their last 3 on the power play. It's not jarring numbers, but again, top power play coming into this game in the NHL. Who knows? Edmonton may have passed them now. Don't have the time or the brain to crunch those numbers. The Penguins win the draw in the Edmonton zone far side. It's cleared out by the Oilers as Brett Kulak, the former Edmonton defenseman, will race it down. For 77 in black and gold, chips it out to the neutral zone. Now McGroarty takes it over the Oilers line, near circle, accelerates to the corner. Went for a tough angle shot, only hit the side of the cage. Plays it all the way to the far side to Kulak at the point. Wrister coming, never got through traffic. It pinballed all the way out to the far point as Darnell Nurse will race it out towards center ice. Tried to swat it in the Penguin zone. He caught his teammate of Janmark in the upper body as it's now dumped into the near corner. Jack St. Ivan, he gets there first, making his season debut for the Pens. Saucer pass from Kulak to Kindle. He pawed it down. 3:20 to go in this first period. Penguins trailed 2-0. Wotherspoon couldn't handle the pass, had to chase after it down below the goal line. Toss it right up to Draisaitl at the far point. Edmonton sends it deep. St. Ivan into the far half wall for Raquel. The top line is out here for the Pens now. Dumped in, down in to Edmonton zone. Bouchard plays it to the near side of Jari. Slung around the boards out towards the Penguins, and the puck on edge is taken by Parker Wotherspoon. Carlson ahead to Raquel. Swept back down to Wotherspoon. To Carlson in the near side of the neutral zone. Over the Oilers line. Down to the half wall. Stops on a dime. Got to pitch it down to the corner. Went to the slot for Crosby. Wrister downstairs. Looking for Rust on the doorstep. Couldn't connect. Here come the Oilers in transition. White sweaters from right to left. Colson to McDavid. A shot saved by Skinner at the far side of the crease. Stuart Skinner, the former Oiler, keeps it 2-0 Edmonton. 2:31 to go in this first period on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It takes all of us to take action and bring awareness to create a better community and environment. Penguins Pledge brings together key Penguins business partners with a common goal to create a more environmentally conscious community. Together with our Pledge Impact partners, Davey Tree, Excelitas, Duquesne Light Company, and WM, Penguins Pledge is a commitment to a better and more sustainable Pittsburgh. Learn more at pittsburghpenguins.com/Penguins Pledge.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
It's crunch time. The Shop and Save Tailgate Zone giveaway is happening right now until December 21st. Grab game day snacks that bring the energy and enter for your shot to win a free tailgate party valued up to $450. Just head in store, find the Tailgate Zone signs, and scan the QR code to enter online. One tailgate party is given away every week. Submit an entry each week to be eligible. Shop, save, enjoy life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See store for official rules.
Penguins trail Edmonton 2-0. We've got 2:30 to go in this first period. The Oilers out shooting the Pens 9-6. We're going to face off to the left of Stuart Skinner in the Penguin zone. It'll be Crosby against McDavid for the for the draw. Opening draw after the media timeout, I guess. Crosby wins it. Wotherspoon couldn't clear it up, though. Nugent Hopkins now over to Ekholm, near circle, down to the corner. Shot on net, saved by Skinner. Over to the near side. Crosby chopped at it. It goes tumbling over to the near corner. Swept around the boards, looking for McDavid. He'll race it over at the far side. Flip it up to Bouchard at the half wall. Down to the corner for Nugent Hopkins, below the goal line. Stemmed off the puck by Crosby. McDavid takes it back, though, up to Bouchard. Snapped over to Ekholm at the half wall. Wrister caught a deflection, went wide of the net. McDavid collects at the far half boards. Raquel steals the puck away. Looking for a lead pass in the neutral zone. He missed Brian Rust. And the Oilers dump it down. It couldn't be icing as Skinner had to play it. McDavid's got it behind the net. He'll flip it up to the near circle for Nugent Hopkins. Now to Stastny. He rips his shot. Blocker saved by Skinner. Under 2 to play in this first period. Tired bunch out there for the Pens. They trail 2-0. McDavid with the puck. Fluttered it off the skate of Brian Russ down to the corner for Frederick. Centering pass. Couldn't connect with Bouchard.
2-minute shift for Brian Russ and Wolderspoon and Crosby and Carlson.
Connor Dewar fights after the puck at the half wall. He's only been out there 34 seconds. The Penguins finally get control of it. Carlson takes his time, sweeps it on down as the Pens can finally switch out a couple of bodies. Now Carlson, snap pass ahead, looking for Dewar. He shoveled it down to Edmonton's end. Somebody's stick went flying. It was Dewar's. The business end of it is sitting in the near corner in the Oilers zone. Now Ty Emberson dumps it down to the Penguins end, far corner, under a minute to go in the opening period. Penguins down 2-0. Out to Danton Heinen, a little bit of a one-on-one here. Darnell Nurse, far circle, shot fired, and it got deflected by Nurse, popped up, skimmed the netting. With 50 seconds to go in the first period, Edmonton leads 2-0.
It's a few games now we've seen these exploding sticks. Think about these one-piece sticks. I mean, I never used one. I used the old wood stick, right? That when you had something wrong with your stick, you could feel it. You just kind of tap it on the ice, and you knew there's something wrong with this one. I'll go get a new one. These one-piece, you have no idea. You know, you tap it on the ice, it feels brand new. You take one shot, and it's like somebody put a hand grenade inside your shaft of your stick.
Well, just the other day, we saw a penalty on Erik Karlsson playing with the broken stick.
That's right.
He didn't even know.
Yeah, that was costly penalty, too.
They seem all to be these days. Oilers with a 2-0 lead. It's stolen by Mantha. Backhand shot. They score! Tommy Novak. That's on the rebound. And the Penguins have life late in the first period. They get one back. 2-1 Edmonton with 44 seconds to go in the first.
Oh, baby, is that huge. That is a huge goal for the Penguins. And it comes right off a face-off. What I thought interesting is once again, Draisaitl got waived, and Curtis Lazar came in to take that face-off. He lost the face-off, and it was a turnover by, I don't see who that was that turned the puck over. That might have been Alec Regula. They turned the puck over, and Anthony Mantha took it right to that. Tristan Jarry made a great pad save, but after Lazar lost that face-off to Tommy Novak beat Lazar back to the front of the net, got the rebound, pumped it in. It's now 2-1 Oilers.
22 seconds to go in the first. Penguins take the puck away in the neutral zone, get it to Ryan Shea. He's in his own end, though. Now ahead to Kevin Hayes. Skates through the neutral zone over the Oilers line. At the far half wall, thrown into the boards by Alec Regula. Novak takes it, ripped a shot that got deflected, and behind the net it goes. Down to single digits left in the period. Kevin Hayes steals the puck away. Anthony Mantha couldn't get a clean shot off. As the Oilers now take it the other way, that'll end the first period. Now the Penguins make a little noise before it ended and almost tied things up. But a 2-1 lead for the Oilers through the first 20 minutes here in Pittsburgh.
Well, that's a newly formed line for Dan Muse, with Kevin Hayes on the left, Tommy Novak in the middle, and Anthony Mantha on the right side. And it's just a great job of taking that turnover and not hesitating, right? Not looking for a pass, but Anthony Mantha just takes it to the hoop, just throws it at the net. It comes off the right pad of Tristan Jarry right to Tommy Novak, and he makes no mistake.
So the Oilers pick up a couple of power play goals against their former goaltender Stuart Skinner. Tommy Novak gets the latest one against the former Penguin goaltender in Tristan Jarry. 2-1 Edmonton through 20 minutes here in Pittsburgh. Brian Metzer will have our first intermission report as you're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What are two things the Pittsburgh Penguins have in common with Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company? Hard work and dedication. If you're looking for heavy equipment, need a specific part, or want expert service, talk to the industry leaders at Cleveland Brothers, your local CAT dealer. We provide solutions and products for construction, landscaping, oil and gas, electric and industrial power, highway, and more. Let us help you score the winning goal. Visit www.clevelandbrothers.com to learn more.
Kimberly-Clark Professional is proud to be a champion sustainability partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Together, they are driving change to help reduce impact through a commitment to sustainable products and services. Learn more at kcprofessional.com/sustainability.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
Do you know an educator that goes above and beyond for their students? Highmark and the Pittsburgh Penguins want to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day. Nominate an outstanding educator for the Highmark Most Valuable Educator Contest for their chance to win the ultimate away game trip, including round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and tickets to see the Penguins take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden on February 28th. Nominate your favorite educator today at PittsburghPenguins.com/contests. That's PittsburghPenguins.com/contests.
Protecting your assets should not be. When it comes to insurance, employee benefits, or surety bonding, rely on the industry experts at Suber to help you minimize risk, maximize potential, and improve your bottom line. Suber, an official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Mitsubishi Electric have teamed up to transform the game day experience with the new state-of-the-art Diamond Vision video display system. See this display in action and find out why they are known as the makers of amazing by visiting MitsubishiElectric.com today.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
And welcome into our first intermission report with the Penguins trail the Edmonton Oilers 2-1 after one period of play here in Pittsburgh. Brian Metzer here with you, and lots of news potentially in the making here tonight, and one of those things did come to pass. We were waiting for Leon Draisaitl to get his 1,000th point in the National Hockey League, and it would come on the first Edmonton goal scored by Zach Hyman on the power play at 11:38. Connor McDavid and Leon got the helpers there, and then he's well on his way to 2,000 because he got his 1,001st point in the National Hockey League on a goal at 11:52 when Connor McDavid scored his 19th on a power play from he and Evan Bouchard. Penguins would answer late at 19:15. Tommy Novak gets one from Anthony Mantha at 19:15, as I said. But the Penguins had a sequence between 4:57 and that second Edmonton goal at 11:52 where they looked like they had a 1-0 lead because Justin Brazeau had scored at 7:55 when they were working on a power play with Matthias Ekholm in the box, but unfortunately that got waived for the team being offside. Next thing you know, they went to the box 3 consecutive times in very short order. Danton Heinen went for interference, Brian Rust for hooking, Brett Kulak, the new arriving defenseman from Edmonton, goes for delay of game as he tossed a puck out into the stands at 10:38. Penguins were on a sustained 2-man disadvantage, and Edmonton went to work, as I mentioned, 2 power play goals. But the Penguins did get that late one to get themselves going. Tristan Jarry did get himself a nice welcome here in Pittsburgh early in the period. Shots were 10-9 in favor of the Penguins. When we come back, a conversation with Seth Warbaugh from Trib Live. He joins us next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
So, who's up for dessert?
Ah, tempting, but I should check my balance first.
Don't worry, I got it.
No, all good. Dessert's on me.
Ever hesitate before making a purchase? What if you could always know? You can with S&T's mobile banking. Check your balance, pay friends on the spot, track your spending anytime, anywhere, all from your phone. Visit stbank.com to learn more and download our mobile app today. S&T Bank, member FDIC.
Here they come over the neutral zone to Rust. He shoots, he scores! Brian Rust with the goal. And you know what that means, folks? Rusty Shakes half off from Milkshake Factory.
You heard that right, Pittsburgh. Brian Rust here letting you know that I'm bringing back Pittsburgh's #1 milkshake.
Rusty's Shake is a rich chocolate shake with oven-baked brownies, crushed cookies and cream, and hot fudge topped with whipped cream and a chocolate 17. When you hear this, come down to the Milkshake Factory for half-off shakes.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Coca-Cola and the new Coke Zero, founding partner of the Penguins. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
And welcome back into our first intermission report with the Pens trail the Oilers 2-1 after 1 at PPG Paints Arena. Brian Metzer here with you, and now joined by the great Seth Warbaugh from Trib Live. Seth, welcome aboard, and no shortage of storylines coming into this game.
Yeah, I was excited to see Tommy Novak pull within 1,707 points of Mario Lemieux for the all-time franchise lead in scoring, but I guess there's a few other things to talk about, too.
Do you think Novak has a shot at surpassing Mario tonight?
Maybe Mario Faubert.
There you go. Well, you know, I can always count on some great levity from you, Seth. I appreciate it, because now you got me all tongue-tied. No, I'm just kidding. No shortage of storylines. You got the goaltending matchup. The guys just swapped places. We'll start there. What did you think of the matchup between those two guys, and how that must be mentally for them going head-to-head so soon after the deal?
Well, I'm curious about Stuart Skinner's mental well-being after that display. I mean, his new teammates didn't exactly put him in a good spot there with an extended penalty kill situation, 5-on-3
trifecta, 3 for a buck.
That buzzsaw of a power play there. So I thought he did well under duress for the most part there. I mean, we'll see how the rest of the game goes, but just under fire there, I thought he did pretty well. Tristan Jarry, not sure he was tested nearly as much, but we'll see how his old teammates go against there. But certainly a very unique situation, to put it mildly.
You don't see it all that often where they go head-to-head that quickly. What I thought was interesting is Stuart Skinner did make a great glove stop on Connor McDavid on the very initial stages of the power play, and he looked like he was feeling pretty froggy after it.
Yeah.
And then moments later, it's 2-0.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough.
Yeah, I mean, that's he's probably faced that more than once in a practice session or something like that. So maybe he's not totally new to the situation, but he knows what he's in for here.
Yeah, but what was interesting to me is the Penguins go in a span of 4:57 from thinking they have a 1-0 lead with Brazeau scoring. It gets waived that quick. It goes the other way with the 2 goals against, and that kind of seems like that's the way things go for them lately. When the snowball starts downhill, the key for them is finding a way to stop it.
If nothing else, is an effective way to avoid giving up a multi-goal lead in the third period.
You go in losing.
I mean, it's raining, but it's pouring for them, I guess, right now in terms of just some of the rotten breaks they've had here over the past 7-8 days.
Well, one of the other big storylines that we had to keep an eye on, of course, Leon Draisaitl always going for 1,000 points. Well on his way to 2,000 because he has 2 in this period. He gets 1,000. And how special is it for all of us, I think, to get a chance to see games where you have Connor, Leon, Sid, no Gino, unfortunately, but just Hall of Famers every night, it seems.
That's a top 5 player in this league, Leon Draisaitl. He's won the Hart trophies, MVPs, the scoring titles, all that stuff. And the shame of it is for him is he largely gets overshadowed by Connor McDavid.
We know about that here.
It's remarkable to me that just what he's able to accomplish in such a quiet fashion. But getting to watch him is very special, just as it is with Connor McDavid, and as we get to see most nights here with Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, etc.
Speaking of Sid, we have about a minute here, Seth, just a little less. He's chasing Mario, obviously. Mario in the building. Just what are you seeing from him lately? I know people were critical of some of his defensive looks and all of this, but Sid is Sid. He's always going to get it done, and just a matter of time now until he surpasses Mario and gets that record for himself.
Yeah, they still have 40 minutes here, at least in regulation, to figure this out, and he can very easily go off a nice little quick scoring burst here for him. He's reunited with his regular line mates here with Rickard Rakell coming back, as well as Brian Rust being here. So they get on the power play, maybe they can do some damage, but whenever he passes this mark, it's hard to imagine someone having more than points than Mario Lemieux. But if someone's going to do it, there's no better representative of the Pittsburgh Penguins than Sidney Crosby to be that person.
Yeah, I completely agree. Seth, thank you so much for the time, and it's been a pleasure to have the most viral tweeter on Pittsburgh Steeler coaches right here on our Penguins Radio Network.
Pleasure, Brian.
That is the great Seth Warbaugh. You can check out his Twitter at Seth Warbaugh and his work over at Trib Live. Whenever we come back, some news from around the league right here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station, and wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
The scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never give up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. Fanatics experience.
Since FNB has been the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins, we've realized our teams aren't that different. We both have great checking, at home and on the road. With FNB's league-leading banking app, you get access to a deep lineup of checking accounts. And we both know the importance of big saves, like saving you time with our eStore Common app. One application for all your goals. Can your bank do that? Find out at fnb-online.com/eStore. FNB, member FDIC.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh's entertainment destination. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
And welcome back into our first intermission report. Pens trail the Oilers 2-1 after one in Pittsburgh. And I mentioned a moment ago that Leon Draisaitl had scored his 1,000th point here in the NHL with an assist on the Oilers' first goal. Well, he is the fifth fastest skater born outside North America to hit that milestone. And he is just the first ever German-born player to get to that mark. So really, that's outstanding stuff for him. He has been a trailblazer coming out of the country of Germany and being essentially the most gifted player to ever jump out of that country into the National Hockey League, and of course for his international stuff is outstanding as well. So they'll be looking for him in the Olympics. Connor Bedard, we've talked about him being out injured with a period of time now for the Blackhawks. Well, he is set to miss the rest of the month, and he will be re-evaluated in the month of January. So the bad news for the Hawks gets a little worse, and we'll keep you posted, of course, as we go through injuries moving through the course of the season here. When we come back here, second period action, Joe Brand and the old two Niners, Phil Bork will have it for you next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Hear every game of the college football playoff on Sirius XM. The first round kicks off Friday night at 8 Eastern when Alabama visits Oklahoma. Touchdown Sooner! Then Saturday, a triple header starts at noon with Miami and Texas A&M, followed by Ole Miss hosting Tulane and James Madison traveling to Oregon. Get your channel numbers at SiriusXM.com/sports or search college football on the Sirius XM app. And for expert analysis, check out College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
NHL Morning Skate.
Eric Tulsky's the general manager in Carolina.
Are you still a team that looks to go big game hunting via trades?
It's very easy as a manager when you have a good team to get conservative. Just let it play out and hope for the best. And that's not our philosophy here. We don't want to just sit back and call it good enough. We want to keep looking for ways to make the team better.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
The NHL is on Sirius XM.
3-on-1, Connor McDavid, right circle, ditches, gets it back and scores.
With your favorite team's calls all season long.
It's a power play goal for Matthew
You can check the rivalries, the big goals, the moments you wait for, plus insiders to bring you closer to the decisions that shape the league.
Commissioner of the NHL, Mr. Gary Bettman.
NHL Network Radio, where the hockey talk never stops. On Sirius XM 91 in the car and the Sirius XM app.
WindowNation.com. Window Nation, the perfect fit.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The world's greatest coverage.
Taves 3-on-1. Taves, Lee, scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
A 2-1 lead for the Edmonton Oilers, but a nice push by the Penguins towards the end of the opening period. Tommy Novak getting the first goal for the Pens. Put a little extra pressure on their former goaltender in Tristan Jarry, but 2 power play goals for the Oilers. One by Zach Hyman, one by Connor McDavid. Has them ahead of the Pens by 1. Shots on goal in favor of the Oilers as well, 10-9. Along with the old 2-9er, Phil Bork, I'm Joe Brand.
Well, 10 shots for the Oilers, 8 of them came on the power play. So 5-on-5, stay on the box. I mean, Captain Obvious just poked in the booth and let that one fly. Stay out of the box. 3 consecutive penalties derailed what I thought was a good start and a good finish of that period.
Yeah, those 3 penalties all committed within a minute and 26 seconds of each other. So setting up a lot of 5-on-3 opportunity for the Edmonton Oilers. That's how they got their first goal. We're all set to begin this second period, though. The Penguins in their home black and gold sweaters attacking from right to left with their new goaltender Stuart Skinner in net. Drop of the puck, and Sidney Crosby wins the draw against Connor McDavid. We're underway in this second period. Opening face-off to begin it is brought to you by Number 1 Cochrane. Club 1 rewards, earn points, and save money with every dollar spent on service. As Ricard Raquel rips a shot saved by Tristan Jarry. Rebound pops all the way out to the near point. Zach Hyman digs it out to the neutral zone. So a high-flying top line for the Pens, already generating some pressure. Erik Karlsson takes it back. Now a stretch pass ahead to Rust. He'll shovel it over to Crosby. Helps tap it over the Oilers line, but they got kicked out to the neutral zone as Wotherspoon brought it over. The Penguins were offside. Oilers attacking from left to right with their new goaltender Tristan Jarry in net in their road white sweaters.
Tommy Novak, such an interesting player, because he was kind of quiet early on in the season, but Dan Muse saw something he liked in him and just kept with him. He did for a while there get bumped up with Sidney Crosby and took his game up a notch or 2. So give him a lot of credit, the stick-to-itiveness of Tommy Novak, but also his head coach believing in him and getting rewarded for it.
Played just 2 games with the Pens last year before suffering a lower body injury. He's got 6 goals this season. Penguins are back in the Oilers zone, down to the far corner, swept over to Kindle. He tried to shoot it back down to Rucker McGroarty. Now spun around the boards to the far point for Letang. Taps it over to McGroarty. Turnaround shot, never got through. Brazeau got a touch on it, but Kindle takes it away in the corner. Beats McGroarty near circle. His shot pinballed around a couple of Oilers skates. Goes over to the far side. It's pumped out. Outstretched arm by Letang, though, takes the puck away. Sends it rink wide to the near wall for Kindle. He pumps it over the Oilers line. Edmonton took it back, now with some steam. On the near circle, shot fired, and a blocker save is what happened over there. Chris Letang and Andrew Mangiapane.
Mangiapane, and big hit by Letang, knocking the bucket off of Mangiapane. The Mangiapane grabbing the stick of Letang, wouldn't let it go, so Letang gave him a shot right underneath the chin, and the referee said, boys being boys, way you go.
Penguins can't clear it out, though. Oilers keep it alive in the Pens zone. Ryan Shea takes a loose puck in behind Skinner's net. Up along the near wall, it's poked out to the neutral zone. But Colson feeds it to Draisaitl, who already has 1,001 career points. A little give and go. Looking for Savoy in front of the net. They couldn't connect. Oilers still with it. Emberson at the near point. The Draisaitl near circle. Back to Emberson. High slot. He didn't keep hold of the puck, though, and the Oilers regroup in the neutral zone. Now the Penguins take it back. Ryan Shea goes D to D to Chris Letang, far side, ahead to Tommy Novak, who will ladle it down into the Oilers zone, far corner. Penguins get a change. Dumped into the Pens end. Former Oiler defenseman Brett Kulak races after it, slings it around the far boards. It takes a ride on the shelf, waiting for Tommy Novak. Dumped back in by Edmonton.
We have an injured player here.
Kulak and Curtis Lazar.
Lazar, yeah. Lazar went for the big hit and took the worst of it. And I think his right knee just buckled on him. He is down in a heap. And the trainers, he's still down on all fours. And the referee blew that down pretty quick, realizing that Lazar was in a lot of pain.
And Lazar still on his knees. The far end of the trapezoid behind the Penguins net.
Yeah, now I'm getting a look at what happened. Is Lazar was going for the big hit on Kulak. He had to get around Jack St. Ivany. As he jumped around St. Ivany, he was just, he had the laser lock on Kulak. And when he jumped around St. Ivany, he kind of got tripped up. So then, instead of going for the big hit, he's just free-falling into the end wall where Kulak was. He runs into Kulak, but the damage, the lower body damage, and he's probably done for the night. Maybe even longer, the way that Lazar is going off. He needs help. He cannot put any weight at all on the right leg. He's in a lot of trouble. I think this is going to be a while for Curtis Lazar.
He is still slowly going down the tunnel. He is just now unable to be seen, and
Yeah. And you know what? When you really take a good look at it, you could almost call, oh my goodness, the left leg, and it's actually a pick by Jack St. Ivany. You could almost call St. Ivany for interference there. But as Lazar was trying to get around St. Ivany, his left leg kind of buckled, and his left toe, the steel, got stuck in the ice. So he tried to kick it out. He couldn't kick it out, and as he fell backwards, everything fell right on that knee. That's ugly.
Kulak came into the mix, too, not helping anything.
Right.
Oilers back in the Penguin zone. Bouchard above the near circle. Drags it to the slot to McDavid in the circle. Now to the slot. Backhanded pass. Knocked down out of midair by Jack St. Ivany. But Ekholm keeps hold of it for the Oilers. Swept to Nugent Hopkins at the corner. Up to Bouchard. Walks the blue line. Flutters one towards the net. McDavid finds it at its feet. Brings it over to the far side at the corner along the wall. Shovels it up. Ekholm. Down to Bouchard. High slot. Bouchard, Ekholm again with a short pass. Downstairs to the far corner, McDavid. Backhanded pass, Nugent Hopkins, a redirection, and Skinner's able to steer it wide. The Penguins finally clear it out. They only get it to center ice, though, on the stick of Ekholm for Edmonton. 3.5 minutes gone in the second period. 2-1 the Oilers lead as Edmonton's back in the Penguin zone. McDavid far circle, curls around at the half wall, brings it up to the point. Rink wide pass, Emberson, near circle, drags, fires, saved by Skinner, loose puck, kept down on a second attempt as Ekholm tried to fire a tough angle shot.
He had to make the initial save and then track the rebound, which was dribbling past the post, and get from left to right on that post quick.
Edmonton back in the Penguin zone as the Pens were only able to get a partial change. They desperately need it. Kulak's been out there almost 2 minutes. Oilers with it in the far corner of the Penguin zone. Swept up to the point. Now stolen away by Mantha, who will chip it out to the neutral zone. Back skating it was Emberson. Dumped it into the Penguins' end near corner, where it's fished out by Erik Karlsson.
Now it is 2 minutes for Kulak.
Snapped up to Kevin Hayes. He loses the puck in the neutral zone as Kulak's finally able to get off. Oilers force it over the Penguins line as Hudson, the rookie's got it in the slot. Far circle, wrister wide of the net, got blocked. The near half wall kept alive by Edmonton. Regula down to the far circle. Shot fired. They score. And it's Matt Savoy, fresh off the bench, caught a pass in the far circle. And it just squeaked through the 5-hole of Stuart Skinner. The Edmonton Oilers back to a 2-goal lead. It's 3-1 Edmonton. 4.5 minutes gone in the second period.
Yeah, that's one that Stuart Skinner wants a do-over on. And the Oilers just zipping it around, and I think it might have snuck underneath the left pad. I was thinking 5-hole too, but the way the Oilers were hunting the puck and zipping it around, no Penguin at all. And Karlsson's there, but he's not really there. I'd like to see Karlsson go down and try to block it. A little more of an effort from Erik Karlsson to disrupt the shot by Savoy. He just throws it hard and low on the ice, and it sneaks under the left pad of Stuart Skinner, and it's 3-1 Oilers.
Penguins back in the Oilers zone. Shot from Letang at the far point that Jari reads the entire way. 15-11 to go in the second period. Edmonton with a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, that one there. bouncing puck for Savoy. It's from a bad angle, and just watching another angle from ice level, and that's Savoy. That's why you throw it at the net, Joe. You just never know when it's going to fly in the hole. And now Draisaitl tossed from the faceoff dot. He was 5-0 in the first period, but he's been tossed for the third time in this game.
Penguins win the draw. Shot fired, got deflected wide of the net. Danton Heinen tries to dig one home, keeps it alive in the near corner for the Pens in the Oilers zone. Dumps it deep as Achari chases him behind the net along the far wall as Podkolzin will clear it up and out. Goes over to the far wall. It's raced down by Chris Letang. 3-1 Edmonton. 5 minutes gone. Stretch pass ahead. Achari in the crease. Couldn't get a clean handle of it. Back to Achari. In between the rings. He tried to fire a shot but couldn't get one off clean. Surrounded by too many white sweaters. Again, Achari, one of the few Penguins with a goal in his career against Tristan Jarry. Here's a delayed penalty on Edmonton
for roughing. And then there's a Draisaitl. And that's frustration for Leon Draisaitl. He's going to the box.
The Penguins will gladly take a power play.
Edmonton, number 29, 2 minutes for roughing.
Leon Draisaitl, who had his thousandth point earlier in this hockey game. On the first power play goal, first of 2 power play goals, the Oilers scored. See if the Penguins can repay the favor with their own PPG.
Crosby wins the draw, but kicks it out to the high slot. No one was there. Mantha has to chase it down at center ice. The Penguins thought they had a power play goal from Justin Brazeau in the first period. It was overturned as the Penguins were offside. Crosby got it to Raquel in the neutral zone, coughed it up. Luckily, it goes right on net to Stuart Skinner. He can sweep it out of harm's way. Now it's Carlson with some speed over the Oilers line, and it quickly gets chipped back out to center ice. Carlson has to re-rack. He takes a pass from Crosby, again over the Oilers line. Mantha near circle. Back to Carlson, half wall. Raquel in the high slot. Carlson downstairs to Brian Rust at the near circle. Curls around at the corner, flips it up to Carlson near point. Back to Rust in the circle, downstairs looking for Crosby, far circle up to Carlson, one-timer. They score! A power play goal, and Sidney Crosby inches 1 point away from Mario Lemieux. It's a bomb from Carlson, and the Penguins are back within 1.
Wow. Will the Penguins ever zipping this thing around? And that is just what the doctor ordered. After Edmonton got their 2-goal lead back on the Savoy goal, it looked like a lot of perimeter passing, Joe, but when they needed to get it into the wheelhouse of Erik Karlsson, Sidney Crosby, who had a bit of a double clutch, I thought he wanted to one-time the puck, and when that pass didn't connect, Sid quickly settled the puck and then spotted Erik Karlsson coming right from the center point from about 40 feet. He just let the one-timer fly. It hits the glove, or maybe the heel of the glove of Tristan Jarry, trickles into the back of the net. It's now 3-2.
Back to a 1-goal game as Erik Karlsson has a 6-game point streak now. 2 goals and 4 assists. 13-13 to go in the second period. 3-2 Edmonton as the Pens take the puck back. Brazeau, tough angle, trying to feed Kindle on the back door, couldn't connect. Kindle races the puck down far side, snapped it up to Kulak, kept it onside, down to the corner, looking for St. Ivany. It's stolen away by Regula. Edmonton takes it the other way from left to right. There's Janmark. Flutters one towards the crease, couldn't connect with Mangiapane. Darnell Nurse with a one-timer, hit the shoulder of Mangiapane, kicked off the end boards.
The glove of Kulak also.
Bouchard ripping a wrister, looking for the redirection just wide of the net. Jack St. Ivany can't keep hold of it. Fight for the puck in the far circle. Ben Kindle comes away with it. Got it to St. Ivany, but it jumped off his skate. Now dumped back in by Edmonton into the Penguin zone near corner. McGroarty and Kulak around Zach Hyman as it's pitched along the far wall. Edmonton's got it. Ekholm over to McDavid. High slot down to the near circle in the corner. Curls around. Flips up. One-timer Bouchard redirected high. McGroarty sweeps it over to the far side, but Ekholm keeps it alive. Still in the Penguin zone for the Oilers. McDavid near half wall. Down to the circle. Hash marks up to the high slot. Bouchard with it. Again to the high crease at the near point. Down to the near circle. Stopped on a dime. Pulls back. Now a penalty on Brazeau. As the Penguins are about to be shorthanded, over to the bench goes Tristan Jarry, 6-on-5 for Edmonton, and Brazeau can't believe it. He thinks Ekholm lost his footing on his own.
Yeah, he did. No, there was a little bit of a shove. He's saying to Ekholm for diving. There's complete embellishment here as Brazeau barely touched Ekholm.
16, 2-minute minor cross-checking.
And Ekholm went down like 500 pounds of cement fell on him, and that's why Brazeau went right after Ekholm as soon as the penalty was called.
The Penguins get back within one, but they'll be shorthanded after the break. Penguins down 3-2 with 12 to go in the second period. Power play coming up for the Oilers on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage, used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
This holiday season, give your child something they'll never forget. Their first hockey jersey, their first goal. Little Penguins Learn to Play is back across Western PA for kids ages 5 to 9. Each player receives a full set of equipment to keep and 8 on-ice sessions with trained coaches. And for a limited time, a select number of $50 scholarships are available. Use code GIVEHOCKEY to save while supplies last. Registration closes December 17th. Give an experience, not just a gift. Sign up now at nhl.com/penguins/learn to play.
This Pittsburgh Penguins moment is brought to you by the officers, members, and families of Local Union Number 5 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Our members have lived and worked in the region since 1897, providing all of the electrical and telecommunications needs of commercial, industrial, and residential customers. We offer a state-of-the-art training center that is second to none and internationally recognized. Local Union Number 5 of the IBW will be here to stand by you for all of your electrical installation needs today and well into the future. Our members show their hometown pride supporting the Pittsburgh Penguins. Erik Karlsson with a power play goal brings the Penguins back within one, but it's now Edmonton back on the power play. Already 2 power play goals for the Oilers in this game. 3-2 the Oilers lead. 12 minutes to go in the second period, and Connor McDavid kicked out of the face-off circle. Leon Draisaitl will take over on the far side of Stuart Skinner. It'll be Draisaitl against Nola Chari. And the Oilers win the draw, but they call a false face-off.
Now, Draisaitl is going to get tossed again here. And they're going to give him a do-over.
Draisaitl back in there. Again to the right of Stuart Skinner. Drop of the puck, and Edmonton wins it again. Bouchard to McDavid, near circle. Back up to Bouchard, high slot. Snapped over to Nugent Hopkins above the far circle. McDavid, near side, up to Bouchard. One-timer wide of the net. Rebound kicks out. Connor Dewar clears it up, but not out.
That's got to go out. 100% has got to go out. And the second effort there by Wolderspoon clears the zone. But when you have that puck on the stick, and you've got Draisaitl and McDavid out here 100% of the time, Connor Dewar's got to get it down the length of the ice.
30 seconds gone on the Penguins PK. McDavid back in the Penguins zone. Near circle. Curls around. High slot. Draisaitl. Down to the near circle to McDavid at the half boards. Cuts towards the crease. Bouchard far circle. Loaded up, never unloaded. Back to McDavid. High slot. Draisaitl at the hash marks of the near circle. Centering pass. They just couldn't connect with Nugent Hopkins. Puck goes over to the far corner. It's loose. Taken back by Nugent Hopkins at the corner. Below the goal line. He'll fish it up to the point for Bouchard. Final minute of the Penguins PK. Loose puck in the far circle. Connor Dewar collects. Can't clear it. Nugent Hopkins with it. High slot. Brings it over to the near side of the circle. Down to the corner. Centering pass. Kicked wide by Skinner. To the far half wall it goes. Oilers take it back. Above the far circle for Draisaitl. Saucered over to McDavid. Went under his stick, but he plays it off the wall. Down to the circle. Now to the crease. Over to Draisaitl at the corner. Snapped over. Centering pass. McDavid. Big save by Skinner to the far side.
Huge blocker save.
Bouchard with it in the slot. Hangs. Fires. Scores. What a snipe by Evan Bouchard. 30 seconds to go on the power play. And Edmonton regains a 2-goal lead. It's 4-2 Oilers. 10:24 to go in the second.
I hate to single out one guy here because he's been good, so good all year, especially on the penalty kill. But the turnover by Connor Dewar, the second one of this PK, comes back and bites you right on the backside. That's a huge goal And Connor Dewar knew it. As soon as that puck went in, you could just feel the disgust that he had for that moment when he had the puck, had time, and just didn't get enough on it. And it's just the way it goes, Joe. So many times you turn the puck over, it's the penalty killers get kind of a dip, they go down, and the power play feels like, a second opportunity, they get a lift, and the wicked wrister by Bouchard goes up over the blocker of Stuart Skinner, and it's 4-2 Oilers. And that one hurts.
How many times this year, especially the beginning part of it, did we compliment the penalty kill for that exact attribute?
Down 200, down 200. You've heard me say it so many times, and I say it because I know the importance of it to relieve that pressure.
So back to a 2-goal lead for Edmonton, under 10 to play in the second period. Puck's back in the Penguins zone. Mangiapane sweeps it up to the point, but Edmonton has to dump it back down. Offside they will be if they touch it. Now snapped up to Crosby over the Oilers line, near side. They'll swing it around the boards to Brazeau at the corner, only got a piece of it. Tumbles out to Chris Letang from center ice. He'll dump it in, back into the Oilers zone. Just past Tristan Jarry, the new Oilers goaltender, as the Edmonton team re-racks. Ahead to Nugent Hopkins, chips it down to the near corner, raced after by Frederick and Kulak, taken by Ben Kindle of the Pens. Far side, he pushes it up ahead to Jack St. Ivany as Brazeau took a spill on the far side. He gets up to his feet, Penguins back in the Oilers zone. McGroarty keeps it alive in the near corner, then lost it. Now Kindle gets in the mix to push it along the near wall. Over to the far corner it goes. Jack St. Ivany races, puts a hard shoulder into one of the Oilers. It was Spencer Stastny. Now a shot from the near point, never got all the way through. Emerson pushes it ahead to Nugent Hopkins. He'll skate it through the neutral zone over the Penguins line at the half wall, takes it down to the corner now. Pitches it up to the point as Bouchard unable to keep it alive. Here come the Pens. Brazeau and Kindle from right to left in their black and gold sweaters try to pitch it back to McGroarty, but the Penguins are offside. 8:42 to go in the second. Penguins trail 4-2 as the Oilers get that one right back on a power play goal. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The fantasy football playoffs are here, and you need fantasy sports radio now more than ever. After a grinding season of injuries, waiver moves, and start-sit decisions, the finish line is in sight.
Don't plan your team around last week's results. Plan your team around this week's expectations.
But making the wrong move could mean the difference between glory or defeat.
This time of year, you got to get the player. It's okay to overpay for guys.
Don't lose because you weren't listening. Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Connor Bedard. Nobody said last year was bad, but what we're seeing now, he's the dog on the bone. It was almost as if he had some cement in his skates last year, and he wasn't F1 ever. He's different. This has been different. He wasn't bad last year. He was good. Now he's great right now.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
Just the nature of the NHL. As bad as things seem, as good as things seem, the NHL just has a way of leveling out. Everyone is doing okay. And it's just one real clump in the middle. No one's really separating. No one's really falling off completely.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey. NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
.com/flex.
Little cat and mouse game between the Edmonton Oilers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Edmonton jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Penguins got one back late in the second. And the Oilers got that goal back, made it 3-1 before Erik Karlsson connected on a power play goal, but then a power play goal once again for the Oilers from Evan Bouchard has made it 4-2. That's where we stand. 8:42 to go in this second period.
Primary assist of the Bouchard goal went to Connor McDavid. So that's a goal and 2 assists for Connor McDavid. And in his last 4 games here in Pittsburgh, we're not even through the second period yet. Connor McDavid has 13 points now in his last 4 games here in the Berg. Yikes.
He now leads the NHL with 36 assists this season. He's got a 7-game point streak in which he has 19 points, 8 goals, and 11 assists. Now a stretch pass ahead looking for Ekholm, just a little bit out of his reach, but he chases it down far corner in the Penguin zone. With a hard hit from St. Ivany from behind. Still gets it over to the near side for Savoy. To the near point for Bouchard. Down the wall looking for Podkolzin. Sandwiched between Kevin Hayes and Tommy Novak. Goes out to the neutral zone, but Edmonton takes it back. Swept over to Ekholm. Cross-ice pass to Draisaitl. Now back over to Podkolzin. Far side. Cruises towards the crease to the near circle. Take it down to the corner. Wrapped up to the boards. Kevin Hayes settles down a tumbling puck. Gets around Draisaitl to the neutral zone. Will chip it down to the Edmonton end near corner. Jari plays it off the wall. Slings it off the near boards. To the point for Savoy. He leaves it for Draisaitl. He gains steam over the Penguins line. Cuts above the near circle. Slows down. Saucer pass. He was looking for Podkolzin. Edmonton keeps it alive. Drops it down to the near corner. But then Letang picks up the loose puck. 7.5 to play in the second period. Penguins trail 4-2. There's Raquel over the Oilers line. Rust far circle. Looking for Sid. Top angle shot. Hit the shoulder of Crosby. Maybe the side of the cage. Shea slings it over to Letang. Far side. Wrister didn't get through traffic. Kicked out to the near side. Hyman chips it over to McDavid. Look out. He snaps it over, but Chris Letang with a good outstretched stick to break up the pass. McDavid takes a quick shot, fires it on net. It's sitting in front of Skinner. And they jab at it, and they'll call the play dead. A huge break for Stuart Skinner and the Pens.
Oh, my goodness. How did Skinner, number one, how does Skinner keep it out? But also, how does Hyman not put this in? Because that shot not only was from below the goal line, it was probably 6 feet below the goal line from McDavid. He puts it off of Skinner. It sits right down between Skinner's skates, his pads, on the goal line with Hyman whacking away. How he missed the puck, because I could see clearly the puck was free underneath Skinner, and then Skinner sat down quickly in his butterfly position and pinned that puck to the goal line and kept it out. They are going to take another look at it, though.
Two of the officials in front of the scorer's table. The Penguins huddled in front of their net. It was initially stopped by the left skate of Stuart Skinner. Honestly, pal, I was thinking they were going to call a goal as they were jabbing at it.
It wasn't Hyman. Hyman came in later. It was actually Ryan Nugent-Hopkins who came out from behind the net, and on the backhand, 1, 2, 3 whacks while the puck clearly was free. And I think that Skinner knew it was somewhere there. That's why he kind of froze. He didn't want to move and put it in his own net. But I still can't believe the stick of Nugent-Hopkins didn't put the puck in. And this is I'm not comfortable with this being so long of a delay.
Well, we haven't really seen a good angle. Now they're showing one on the video board.
That's not the overhead. It's behind the net. Really up on the top of the glass. And no, I never saw separation of black puck, white ice, and red goal line.
The officials just putting on the headsets now, actually.
Wow.
Because you're right, we have yet to see an angle really where you see the puck loose anywhere other than the blue paint.
Yeah, and I don't know if it'd be one of those situations where you just don't get. I believe the call on the ice was no goal, and that matters.
Correct.
Because you'd have to override that with something that is clearly not a maybe, looks like, it's none of that. It has to clearly be, again, that separation, black puck, white ice, and red goal line. Yeah, Joe, I'm not comfortable. Why this is taking so long? Because the replays that we got up here, did you see anything close to a goal?
Nothing.
No, same.
I agree with you. There's got to be an angle that we're not seeing yet. And meanwhile, it looks like Dan Muse and Nick Bonino are looking at a replay as well.
And then the other part is when Hyman comes in, his stick pushes the left pad of Skinner. So if this is a goal, you have to challenge because you're not allowed to push the puck and the pad. Here we go.
After review, the puck never crossed the goal line completely. No goal.
It took a long time.
whole lot of time for a whole lot of nothing.
That was Mitch Dunning voice that you heard, your explanation.
So it stays 4-2 Oilers. 7:11 to go in the second period. We'll get a face-off to the left of Stuart Skinner. Danton Heinen against, well, Connor McDavid just got kicked out of there. Nugent Hopkins will take over. Swept over to the near wall. Nugent Hopkins sweeps it up to Alec Regula. Sends it around the boards. Wotherspoon will chase it for the Pens on the far side. Sent ahead, Nola Chari helps get it over the Oilers line. Tristan Jarry plays it for his new team up to the near side for Connor McDavid. He comes into full speed over the Penguins line, near side, down to the corner, cuts towards the crease, centering pass, loose puck, it's over to the far side.
Oh, McDavid, just that blinding speed. I've never seen anything like it. It reminds me of like National Geographic where they show those African tree frogs that dance on top of the water. That's how quick McDavid is skating with the puck on the stick.
I thought you were going to say something along the lines of a cheetah when they put it in slow motion. Tommy Novak swats it one just wide of the net. 6.5 to play in the second period. 4-2 Edmonton. Loose puck to the near wall. As it's up to the near point. Achari's got it. Crosby to Carlson. He'll play it over to the point.
Huge hit by Wotherspoon on Hyman. Kaboom went the dynamite.
Connor Dewar up to Wotherspoon. From the point, he sends it around the boards to the near corner. Up to the wall. Carlson's got it as Nurse put in a stern hit on Brian Rust. It's going to be a penalty on Edmonton.
Yeah.
Nugent Hopkins touches the puck, and the Penguins go back in the power play. Meanwhile, Rust and Nurse exchanging a few words in front of Tristan Jarry's net.
I could be wrong here, but I get a feeling like Nurse delivered this check on Rust, almost like a payback for the Wotherspoon check on Hyman. But this one here was a flagrant foul, and the Penguins are about to go on the power play.
Edmonton, number 25, 2 minutes for interference.
The Penguins back on the power play with just under 6 minutes to play in the second period. And we'll go to break on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
At UPMC Hillman Cancer Center, we believe cancer care shouldn't just be good enough. It should be life-changing. As the region's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, we provide groundbreaking treatments and innovative clinical trials with renowned cancer specialists and a compassionate support system for patients and their families. Discover more at upmchillman.com/lifechanger.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com or an office near you.
Proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Office is Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Penguins about to go on the power play, down the pair, 4-2, Oilers lead. And I want to talk about EQT, because building the future takes grit, and no one does grit like Pittsburgh. EQT is ready to unleash the build and power America's next big win. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
Special teams have been big tonight. Penguins are hoping to continue that. They're back on the power play. 6 minutes to go in the second period. It's 4-2 Edmonton. Sidney Crosby to take the draw to the right, and Tristan Jarry in the Oilers zone. Crosby wins the draw, the Penguins control. Carlson to the far circle for Mantha. Up to Carlson, high slot to Rust above the near circle. Downstairs for Raquel, tried to stuff one past Jarry, but it's cleared out by Edmonton.
That was a chance. Raquel was left all alone the goal line. He kind of he kind of panicked a little bit, almost as he had too much space, and he rushed his shot. He could have walked that into Tristan Jarry, and then boom, ripped it upstairs, and he just shoveled it right into Jarry.
Mantha cruising into the Oilers zone, ripped the wrister, shouldered wide by Jarry. Now Crosby feeds Carlson to Russ near circle. Up to Carlson, Crosby far circle again. Snapped across to Russ, touch pass, couldn't connect with Mantha. Puck goes to the far corner as Crosby fed it to Raquel, but kicked out by Edmonton. They clear it down. 72 seconds to go on the Penguins power play. They trail by 2.
Hard to believe we're 35 minutes into this hockey game and still no shot on goal for Sid.
He does have an assist on the Erik Karlsson power play goal. The top unit stays out there for the Pens. It's Mantha again over the Oilers line. Shoveled it to Rust. He'll sweep it around the boards for Crosby at the far half wall. 50 seconds to go on the Penguins power play. Karlsson to Rust in the slot. Wrister wide of the net. Mantha tried to settle it down, couldn't. Edmonton chips it along. Crosby touched it, only able to get it to Rust, and then cleared down by Matt Savoy of Edmonton. 35 seconds to go on the Penguins power play. Second unit comes out. Stuart Skinner leaves it for Letang. He takes it around the net, over to Kevin Hayes. Now to Tommy Novak in the Oilers zone, far circle. Got pressured into the far corner as Brazeau sweeps it over to Kevin Hayes. Snapped across. Kindle one-timer and a save by Tristan Jarry, keeping it under his left arm on the glove side. 16 seconds to go on the Penguins power play. They trail 4-2 with 4:14 to go in the second.
I'd like to see Ben Kindle shoot like that more. It's a good positional save by Tristan Jarry as he quickly has a long pass that Kevin Hayes had to make the Kindle for that one-timer. So because it was so long and it wasn't that hard, it was a one-timer pass, you got to put just the right speed on it to one-time it. It allowed Tristan Jarry to move from left to right, out, get square on Kindle and make the save and keep it 4-2 Edmonton.
Top unit back out there for the Penguins with 16 seconds to go on the power play. Crosby takes the draw against Curtis Lazar. He's back out there on the ice. Edmonton wins the draw, clears it down. In behind Stuart Skinner's net, he'll stop it, leave it for Chris Letang. And all the way ahead to Brian Rust, right at the Oilers' blue line. He dumps it down. 2 seconds, one. Darnell Nurse is out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. Oilers, as Connor McDavid gets it out to the neutral zone, but got turned over thanks to Brian Rust. He got it to Crosby, and the Penguins are offside on a tough pass from Crosby to Rust just over the Oilers' line, a little bit behind him. 3:48 to go in the second period. 4-2. The Oilers lead the Pens.
Want some birthdays?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Mikhail Bodker, 36. Pittsburgh's own Mike Weber, 38. Erica Belanger, 48. And Wayne Connolly played for Montreal, Boston, Minnie, Detroit, St. Louis, Vancouver, and Edmonton in the WHA in the 76-77 season. Wayne Connolly, 86. Happy birthday, boys.
Happy birthday, boys. 3.5 to play in the second period. Edmonton with a 2-goal lead. It's shoveled ahead to Draisaitl. Swing it down into the Penguins' end. Skinner stops it in behind his net. Played up to Danton Heinen. Swept over to Dewar with a touch pass to Chris Letang. Side skates into the Oilers' zone. Trying to snap a pass across to Achari. Instead, Zach Hyman steals it away. Now, here comes Connor McDavid over the Penguins' line. Slows down at the half wall. Fished it back out to the neutral zone. No one was there. Off the bench comes Alec Regula to collect. They'll get it to Draisaitl, who gets it over the Penguins line, but now the Oilers are offside with 3:06 to play in the second period. Still 4-2 Edmonton.
It's the first time we've seen Draisaitl and McDavid together?
I think so, right?
I think so, yeah. I think it is the first time they've been put together here. 4-2 game at 3:06 left in the second period. Draisaitl started the game with Savoy on the right and Podkolzin on the left, and McDavid had RNH on his left and Zach Hyman on the right.
Hyman, the first goal in this game. He's now got 6 in his last 4. 4-2 Edmonton with under 3 to play in the second period. Pens trying to play keep away in the Oilers zone down to the near corner. Another Edmonton now coughs it up. Brazeau through the neutral zone to Ben Kindle. Knocks it down over the Oilers line. Now the Penguins are offside with their a hand pass. Stops it at 2:41 to go in this second period. Still 4-2 Edmonton.
Good to see Jack St. Ivany back with the Pittsburgh Penguins, his first game this season. Last game for Jack was November the 29th, 2024, a game in Boston. The game I remember was back on October the 29th, 2024, home against Minnesota. Remember that game? Brock Faber took some liberties on Sidney Crosby, and Jack St. Ivany did not hesitate to drop the mittens with Brock Faber to protect his captain.
Jack St. Ivany was getting a good amount of playing time in the preseason, then had to suffer an injury, or rather had to miss time due to suffering an injury, I should say. Crosby bats it down into the Edmonton zone near corner. Rickard Rakell puts a hard hit on Emberson, but the Oilers still come away with the puck. This is the 34th career NHL game for Jack St. Ivany. Still looking for his first goal. He does have 2 assists, one in each of the last 2 seasons. Derek Carlson takes the puck away, got it to Wotherspoon, to Crosby, cross ice to Rust over the Oilers line, far circle, pitch back to Crosby, back to Carlson, wrister, doesn't get through. Crosby collects the rebound, shovels it to Rust near circle, at the corner, downstairs to Crosby below the goal line to the far side, snapped it up to Wotherspoon, now to Rust, one-timer, saved by Jari, kicked out, and we get a whistle blown. Is a penalty? It is. He cross-checking on Edmonton's Alec Regula.
Call
Edmonton 75, 2-minute minor cross-checking.
Well, here you go again. An opportunity at the end of a period to get right back in this hockey game, and this #1 power play in the league does have 1 power play goal, 1 for 3 so far. In those 3 previous attempts, they have 5 shots on goal.
Edmonton's PK 20th in the league coming into today.
The Penguins are the only team in the league, Joe, that are top 5 in both penalty killing and power play.
Try to capitalize once again, but the draw is won by Adam Henrique against Crosby. Only 1:40 to go in this second period. The Penguins just starting their power play right now, their 4th of the night. Erik Karlsson with the lone power play goal as Rakell to Mantha over to Rust on the near wall, kicked out by Edmonton. Karlsson takes it away, got it to Crosby. From center ice on the far side, he'll give it to Rakell over the Penguins logo. Chips it down to the far wall from Mantha. He brings it to the corner, played off the end wall. Rakell couldn't get a hold of it, swung around the boards now to Karlsson. Walks the blue line, high slot to the half wall for Brian Rust, down to the corner for Rakell. Kicked off the end boards to Crosby at the far corner, snapped up to Karlsson, far point. Down to Rakell, near circle. He'll play it up to Karlsson at the point. Saucer pass to Rust. To Crosby, far circle, looking for a quick pass to Rakell. Couldn't connect, and it's cleared down by Edmonton after swiping away the pass.
Someone's got to shoot. I mean, this is so much perimeter passing. He's just too predictable right now.
45 seconds to go in the period. Crosby to Mantha to Karlsson. He'll take it into the Oilers zone, dump it in. Jari plays it, and he'll take it all the way down, right to center, the goaltender he was traded for. 33 seconds to go in the period as the second power play unit is out there. Skating up the ice is Tommy Novak over the Oilers line. Chipped it to Kindle near point. Saucer pass to Chris Letang down to the far corner looking for Rust. Poked away by Ekholm. He'll carry it to the neutral zone as he tried to clear it over to Savoy. Now the Penguins up ahead to Novak. Far circle. Trying for a backhand. Instead, he'll take it in behind Jari's net. Flipped up to Letang. Over to far circle. Hayes whiffed on a one-timer. 3 seconds to go in the period. It's cleared down by Edmonton. And it'll stay a 4-2 lead for the Oilers at the second intermission. Penguins will have 14 seconds of power play to begin the third. Now the Pens still down by 2. Missing out on some prime power play opportunities. Edmonton with a 4-2 advantage.
Yeah, I'm not going to say yet that's opportunity wasted because you still have 14 seconds to start the third period on the power play with a fresh sheet of ice. But if it's going to look anything like that last minute and 46, you're not going to get squat moving around the perimeter that much. Somebody's got to be a shooter. You got to start funneling pucks in front of Tristan Jarry with traffic. Just not enough of that.
The Penguins got within 1 for the second time tonight, but Edmonton grabbed that insurance goal right back. 4-2 the Oilers lead. The Penguins will have 14 seconds of a man advantage to begin the third. Until then, Brian Metzer's got our second intermission report for us, along with a chat with the old 2-9er. It's all here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
My dog Montague has always looked out for other people. So when he saw that our neighbor was hungry, we both jumped into action. We grabbed cans, friends, and a sled to get everyone the food they need. Eventually, the whole neighborhood joined in, donating food and money to help. Because it takes a neighborhood to feed a neighborhood. Visit unhungry.org to help feed yours. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield.
As the official professional products partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Kimberly-Clark Professionals deliver trusted brands like Scott, Kleenex, and Wipe-All to deliver game-ready hygiene solutions that keep facilities clean, efficient, and prepared for action. Learn more at kcprofessional.com. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The world's fastest game.
Right over the pass and they score! John Tavares!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Tender Care Learning Centers, the early education professionals, has been providing quality child care and preschool education for over 40 years. To find one of our 20 convenient locations near you, visit tendercarelc.org. Tender Care Learning Centers is the child care provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins. End 2025 with the Pittsburgh Penguins at PPG Paints Arena when the Carolina Hurricanes come to town on December 30th. Now Wotherspoon, near side wrist, he scores! Puck drops at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at PittsburghPenguins.com.
Looking for a delicious power play off the ice? Download the GetGo app and get a free 6-piece order of juicy all-white meat chicken nuggets, plus a dipping sauce of your choice. Or are you craving something that could satisfy the appetite of a Penguins player after sudden death overtime? Good news, the Pilgrim is served. Gobble up the traditional holiday favorites of roasted turkey, tangy cranberry, savory gravy, and crispy tots piled high on delicious stuffing bread for a limited time. GetGo, the official convenience store of the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins trail the Oilers 4-2 after 2 periods of play at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. Brian Metzer here with you. And when you look back over that opening 20 or second 20 minutes of play, that is, I was just telling the folks here, it leaves you wanting. You know, it's Penguins have some great opportunities, not able to cash. They finally get themselves a goal in the period, but unfortunately it came after they allowed one to Matt Savoy. It came at 4:35 from Alec Regula, who has left a number of different fingerprints all over this hockey game, and Janmark, both of them got the assist on it at 4:35. As I just said, Regula left a shot off the linesman in the first period that turned into the Penguins' first goal. Ends up getting an assist on a goal here in the game. He's got 4 block shots. He's kind of all over the place for them. He's been in the way of what the Penguins are trying to do too, but they did get themselves a power play goal at 6:24. Erik Karlsson scored his 3rd of the season from Sidney Crosby and Ricard Raquel, and it's the first point we needed to have Sid get to make that run at Mario. He needs 1 to tie, 2 to pass now, but unfortunately, rather than he get the one he needed, the Penguins give up another because they can't stay out of the box here tonight, and Evan Bouchard gets his 6th of the year from Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, who have just had outstanding games here. Feels like they're both involved in just about every single goal that the Edmonton Oilers have scored, because they have been, but that goal came at 9:36. Penguins have a little bit of a wraparound power play, not much time to go on it, with Regula again in the box for cross-checking late. They had a couple chances early with Draisaitl and Nurse going, weren't able to score on those. Quickly, shots on goal, 9-7 in the period in favor of the Oilers, and they are now out shooting the Penguins 18-17. When we come back, Hockey Talk with the old 2-9er on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
Keeping your home warm in the winter and cold in the summer, Mitsubishi Electric is a top manufacturer of heating and air conditioner products. And they're hiring. To elevate your career in engineering, project management, product assembly, and more, visit meppi.com/careers.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you need. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives, life-changing medicine.
It used to be Ready, Set, Go.
And what is it now? Say it again.
Now it's Ready, Set, 4!
Wow, the blue oval. That's what it is. Hey, that worked. Teach me how to shoot.
It's not that hard.
Did you ever have a goal?
I actually had one hat trick.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah. So, Madison Square Garden.
So you, Phil Bork, had a hat trick.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3.
Selection, savings, and best price guarantee.
Because that's who we are. It's who we are and what we do, Phil.
SchultzFord.com.
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 Yeehaw.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins trail the Oilers 4-2 after 2 in Pittsburgh. Brian Metzer here with you, and joined now by the old 2-9er Phil Bork, because we're going to talk some pucks for you. And Borky, just like you want it to be, right? Down going into the third period. That way you don't have to worry about blowing a lead. Maybe this works right into their master plan.
I know what you're thinking. We have them right where we want them.
Yeah.
And, there's a saying in hockey, 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey. There's something to that.
Yeah.
Because you feel all comfy, cozy, like everything's going your way. And I talked about it, with some previous games, that when you're mounting a comeback, if you can get one in that first couple minutes, it plants the seed of doubt, and you get a lift from that. You just go to work and you start funneling pucks. But that's the thing that I've been probably most disappointed in, is the Penguins. With what, they're 15 shots, 18 shots, something like that. They're under 20 shots. They've had chances to get pucks to the net with traffic. It's worked for them in the past, but whether it's power play or 5-on-5, it's something that's really been lacking.
Yep.
And it's the best way to generate offense, especially when you're down a couple goals.
Yeah, they got him up to 18 now, but that's still not where you want him to be. That's the one thing that's sticking out to me. All of the periods, Borky, where you see this team putting up single-digit shots. Sometimes you had the rookie goaltender last week or the other night, and you put up just 4 on him in the first period.
Yeah.
They're not making goaltenders work hard against them, and they know a little bit about the guy they're playing tonight. I expected them to kind of light him up a little bit and make him work hard, and he's come back to Pittsburgh. And yes, he's had to make a couple of stops, but I don't think they've tried him all that hard.
No, and I think that last game, after the first period, which was pretty even in shots, I think it's outshot 29-10.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's so lopsided.
Second, third, and overtime. It's not what was working for them in October. I mean, I don't want to keep going back to it, but I need to, because there were so many good things. The details were there, and they were playing simple hockey, but effective hockey. And whether it was a dump-in, whether it was a 12-foot pass, whether it was just shooting the puck at the net because there was no other option. Take what is given, right? All those things were there, and now they've gotten away from it, and they're it's self-inflicted pain right now. And if they get back to doing the simple things, because they do a lot of things right up to that point, but when it's making the decision time is to get it towards the net, they're looking for something better, and then usually it's gone.
I said this on our postgame the other night. They feel like a team right now that could bleed out from a paper cut.
Yeah.
One tiny mistake, and they are done. It unravels, and that speaks to almost like a little bit of mental fortitude not being there in their game right now. And they have a number of very veteran leaders that should be able to put the brakes on.
They should be, but, and again, I kind of bite the inside of my cheek a little bit before I say this, because I'm not in the room.
Yeah.
But it seems to me like they don't have that vocal leader. They don't have, again, I'm going in the past here, but Patrick Hornquist. Mm-hmm. Because Patrick Hornquist would have been a guy, Kevin Stevens would have been a guy that stood up in the room and just said, that's it. No more of this. expletives flying everywhere. But, the point would have been made, and it would have been taken care of in the room. There's something to be said about player-to-player conversations. A coach can only do so much.
Yeah, your teammate has to call you out a little.
Message over and over and over again. I'm sure Dan Muse has told them the right things to do. Stop doing this, start doing this. But at some point, it needs to be the leadership, the leader, the vocal leader in that room to deliver that message firmly, because it's too good of a hockey team on paper.
They've showed it.
And there's, we've seen the blueprint. We've seen they have the foundation there to win games the right way. They've just gotten away from it, and now their confidence is waning.
Well, we'll see if they can take advantage of trailing going into a third period. Because maybe that just helps the mentality, because they've got to claw back, and you can double up on a team in terms of shots to try and get back and win.
Absolutely. Get one early here, and the Penguins are trying to avoid something that's never happened in Penguins history, and that is to lose all 5 games in a 5-game homestand. Giddy up, let's go.
I don't want to have to witness that history, Borky. Thank you for this, my friend.
Okay, pal.
That is the old 2-9er Phil Bork. Always great stuff from him. Very insightful. When I come back, some news from around the league right here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Hi, Staggy here to tell you about another great product from Nova Scotia. Mr. Donair Beef Jerky and Sticks, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins. In Canada, Donair is similar to gyro meat, but it's seasoned beef, not lamb. And like 87, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky is absolutely off the charts. It's keto-friendly, high in protein, and Mr. Donair's gyro seasoning makes it the best jerky you'll ever taste. You'll find it on Amazon, Cohen Markets, Turkey Hill, Country Fair, and PPG Paints Arena. Mr. Donair, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never give up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. Fanatics experience.
My dog Montague has always looked out for other people. So when he saw that our neighbor was hungry, we both jumped into action. We grabbed cans, friends, and a sled to get everyone the food they need. Eventually, the whole neighborhood joined in, donating food and money to help. Because it takes a neighborhood to feed a neighborhood. Visit unhungry.org to help feed yours. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield.
This segment of the Penguins Live Intermission Report is brought to you by Smith's Hot Dogs, proud sponsor of the Penguins, and official hot dogs at PPG Paints Arena.
Penguins trailing the Oilers 4-2 after 2 periods of play in Pittsburgh. Brian Metzer back here with you, and looking around at some other news and notes from around the league. Jarmo Kekalainen, we knew him from his days as the general manager of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Well, he has taken over in Buffalo. Sabres need a guiding light. Things have just gone off the rails. They've let so many good players go under the Kevin Adams era over his tenure there. Pagulas definitely would love to turn things around, and they think Jarmo is the man. He's there, and he talked in his introductory press conference about really good core pieces being available to that team. The shame of it is, as I mentioned a second ago, really good core pieces were sent out over the years. Many high top draft picks brought in, did some stuff, and sent out, and a lot of them went on to big success and won Stanley Cups elsewhere. So people in Buffalo deserve better. We'll see if that happens. People here in Pittsburgh deserve better. We'll see if that happens. The Pittsburgh Penguins clawing back. If they do, Joe Brand and the old 2-9er Phil Bork will let you know all about it next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
There's no place like home for the holidays. Cozy up and keep it merry and bright with the SiriusXM app. Exclusive holiday channels and specials.
Let us know, let us know, let us know.
Calming music for overworked elves. Find the perfect music for trimming the tree, hanging your stockings, and everything in between. Unwrap everything holiday. Search At Home in the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
Just the nature of the NHL. As bad as things seem, as good as things seem, the NHL just has a way of leveling out. Everyone is doing okay. And it's just one real clump in the middle. No one's really separating. No one's really falling off completely.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey. NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game. And when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken. Don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, the show has never changed. We're just back home. And it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on Sirius XM FC 157
or at IUOE66.org.
Penguins trailing the Edmonton Oilers 4-2 to begin this third period. They do have 14 seconds of a man advantage, but have had some trouble gaining momentum on the power play. They have one power play goal. It was from Erik Karlsson. Sidney Crosby did pick up an assist on that goal, bringing him within 1 point of Mario Lemieux for the all-time points record in Pittsburgh Penguins history. Right now, the Penguins, after having a hard time holding on to leads in the third period, their last couple of games, are now trying to come back in one. Oilers jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first period with a couple of power play goals. The Penguins stole one before the end of the first period. Then Edmonton regained a 2-goal lead at the beginning of the second. Once again, the Penguins came within one. And then another goal from the Oilers on Evan Bouchard's power play goal brought them back to a 2-goal advantage. The Penguins in their home black and gold sweaters attacking from left to right with their new goaltender Stuart Skinner in net. The Edmonton Oilers and their road white sweaters attacking from right to left with their new goaltender Tristan Jarry in net. Quick update that Skinner and Jarry are actually wearing their old helmets. Stuart Skinner's got his Edmonton Oilers bucket on. Tristan Jarry's got his Pittsburgh Penguins bucket on. And the two are wearing opposite uniforms in their new teams.
Well, I promised you story time in the first period. We teased it. People are probably screaming at their radios. Where is it? You teased me. Don't worry, it's coming up in the third.
So are we. We're underway. Opening face-off brought to you by number 1 Cochrane Club 1 Rewards. Penguins attacking from left to right. And just as they enter the Oilers zone, out of the box comes Alec Regula. We're back to 5-on-5. Now sent over to Stastny with some speed near side of the neutral zone. Slowed down before entering the Penguins end. Swings it around the boards as Skinner stops it. Snapped up to the near side. Erik Karlsson with a rink-wide pass. It goes tumbling down to Bouchard on the far side. He gets it to McDavid. Now sent ahead. Far side to Zach Hyman. Plays it off the end board. Centering pass and ends up going to the near side as Ryan Russell tap it ahead to Kindle with some speed over the Oilers line near circle. He drags centering pass looking for McGroarty. Couldn't connect. Here come Draisaitl and McDavid the other way. 29 and 97 in white. Over to Bouchard near circle. Downstairs to Hyman. Jumped off his skate. Over to the far corner it goes. Shuttled up to the far point for Ekholm. He keeps it alive. Snaps a rink wide to Bouchard. Back over to Ekholm D-to-D. Bouchard high slot. Sent it down to the far corner. McDavid's got it at the hash marks. He lost it, but still able to hang on to it. Brought it down to the corner as Novak escaped it over to Chris Letang. They did a little give and go. Edmonton takes it back. Snap pass looking for McDavid, and a sprawled out Penguin was able to break it off. Now Saucer to Brazeau. He's over the Oilers line. Far circle. Drags to the corner. Slows down. Got Regula behind him. Brings it down to the corner for Ben Kindle. It was out of his reach, though. Edmonton will take it back. Pitch it along the near wall. Letang settles it down at center ice. Kicked it down to Mantha. He'll dump it into the Oilers end. Jarry slows it down in behind his net. to Regula on the far side. As it's played ahead by Adam Henrique to the far wall. Oilers couldn't clear it. Novak far corner below the goal line. In behind Jari's net to the near side. Mantha near circle. Drags. Hangs on to Novak. Centering pass. Jumped off his stick. Oilers take it away.
I'd like to see Anthony Mantha just rip that at the feet from a bad angle of Tristan Jarry.
Mantha, rather, Janmark now in the Penguins zone. Mangiapane rink wide pass. Stastny's got a tough angle shot. How did it hit the side of the cage? Redirected over to the far circle. And the shot from Edmonton missed wide. Now a stretch pass ahead to Mantha. In the Oilers zone. Hangs on. Backhand denied by Jarry. What a stretch pass by Kevin Hayes to Anthony Mantha. Mantha just couldn't finish off the final move.
And the puck just wouldn't sit down for him either. He got all he could on that backhand while being checked, but he was right on top of Tristan Jarry.
Still 4-2 Edmonton as Crosby to Raquel to Russ, far circle, Oilers end, digs towards the corner, towards the crease, they bat at it, and they don't call a good goal with Jarry laying down in the crease.
Yeah, what a chance there. We've seen this from Brian Rust over and over again. Right shot, left side of the ice, makes a little move to get around the defenseman, bottom of the circle, heads towards the goal line, and then goes from the backhand as he gets right on top of Tristan Jarry, goes from backhand forehand, and then tries to shovel it 5-hole. You also had Ricard Raquel, while he was being mauled in the blue paint, while he was down with an Oiler on top of him, trying to hack and whack away at the feet of Tristan Jarry. But you take the puck to the net like that, good things are going to happen.
That was the stiffness of Tristan Jarry's left pad to keep it out. Face off to the right of Jarry. Crosby wins it. Got it to Wotherspoon. To Carlson. Near point. Rister redirected all the way over to the far corner. Wotherspoon to Carlson. Near point. Another Rister. Didn't get through traffic. Ekholm will take it the other way. Saucers it up. Looking for Draisaitl. He wasn't ready for the pass, though. The Penguins will take it back. Over 3 minutes gone in this third period. Penguins down 4-2 as Carlson's pass to Wotherspoon goes off the skate of Podkolzin. Wotherspoon had to chase it at the far corner. It spun around the boards to Crosby at the point in the Penguins' end. Dip back to Wotherspoon. He'll dig it deep. Carlson collects at the near corner. Chips it out towards center ice. It's knocked down by McDavid. He'll feed it to Darnell Nurse. Shots on goal in favor of the Pens, 19-17. They have not led in this game. They thought they led in the first period on a power play goal from Justin Brazeau, but it was overturned due to the Penguins being offside. Now the Oilers get it back in the Penguins zone, but Achari takes the loose puck, sends it deep to Wotherspoon. Almost 4 minutes gone in this third period. Penguins down by 2 to Connor Dewar in the neutral zone. Takes it back into his own end. Letang now to Wotherspoon, up ahead to Achari. Loose puck that Danton Heinen will take over the Oilers line, bring it down to the corner. Got wrapped up by Regula along the boards. Now Heinen takes the puck back at the half boards. Off the wall to Shea. Rister, pad save, Jarry.
Wow, how did he make that left pad save with so much traffic in front?
Well, here come the Oilers, a little bit of a 2-on-1. Nugent Hopkins, a shot and a save by Stuart Skinner.
That's a really good, patient, confident save by Stuart Skinner on Ryan Nugent Hopkins.
Ben's back in the Oilers zone. It's Achari trying to feed Heinen down low. Missed his pass. Goes over to the near corners. Achari will swirl it around the boards to Shea at the far point. Back to Heinen. Far half wall. Cuts towards the crease. Gives it to Shea. Walks down the line. At the circle. Towards the corner. In behind Jarry's net. Up to the near side. Flips it up to Letang near point. He sends it deep. In behind the net for Rucker McGroarty. Takes it to the far circle. Up to the point on the far side for Ryan Shea. Snapped over to Letang near point. Down to Kindle at the half wall. He'll take it to the corner. Pitch it back to McGroarty. Played off the wall to Letang. One-timer, didn't get all of it. Hit off an Oiler. Down to the near corner. McGroarty can't handle it. And the Oilers take it out. Onto the stick of Zach Hyman in the neutral zone. Edmonton needs a change. 4 of their 5 out there for at least a minute 37. Dumped down to the Penguins' end. It's taken by a speeding Ben Kindle. 14:40 to go in regulation. Penguins down 4-2 to the Edmonton Oilers. Now the Oilers take the puck away. It's the near side. Quinn Hudson, the rookie, looking for his first NHL goal. Rister towards the net. Saved by Stuart Skinner. To keep it 4-2 Edmonton with 14 and a half to play in regulation.
Here's your story. Tristan Jarry uses Vaughn pads. It was 33 hours after the trade. He played in Toronto. That was key. It was in Toronto. Scott Hughes, who is Jarry's pro rep, was sitting down with Mike Vaughn. He's the founder and owner of Vaughn Goalie Equipment. And they heard the rumors of Tristan Jarry maybe being traded to the Edmonton Oilers, and they said, let's make some pads up. And they did. Just because, right? They thought, well, if we don't use them, we'll just make them a demo pair. Sure enough, right after that, Jari gets traded. They have the pads being made. They were meeting in Oxford, Michigan, which is their U.S. headquarters. They called London, Ontario, where they were able to manufacture the pads. They were driven overnight to the hotel to make sure they were there for the equipment guy to take them to the morning skate. And the equipment now for goaltenders, it's game ready. They made not only the pads, they made them 2 pairs of pants. They made them 2 game-ready gloves, a practice glove, 2 blockers, and everything was ready to go. And he played in that game in Toronto with everything but the mask. The mask didn't make it because it got stuck at customs.
Come on. Also, do you have a history as a private investigator? That is some serious sleuthing by the old 2-9er.
And the mask didn't make it here, but they made another mask. They just had it shipped to Pittsburgh, so he's got the full regalia here tonight.
Well, it makes good for a screenshot on the TV broadcast. Both goaltenders in their new team's gear wearing their old team's mask. We've got a 4-2 lead for the Edmonton Oilers over the Pens. 13:40 to play in regulation. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The fantasy football playoffs are here, and you need fantasy sports radio now more than ever. After a grinding season of injuries, waiver moves, and start-sit decisions, the finish line is in sight.
Don't plan your team around last week's results. Plan your team around this week's expectations.
But making the wrong move could mean the difference between glory or defeat.
This time of year, you got to get the player. It's okay to overpay for guys.
Don't lose because you weren't listening. Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
NHL Morning Skate.
Eric Tulsky's the general manager in Carolina.
Are you still a team that looks to go big game hunting via trades?
It's very easy as a manager when you have a good team to get conservative. Just let it play out and hope for the best. And that's not our philosophy here. We don't want to just sit back and call it good enough. We want to keep looking for ways to make the team better.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Connor Bedard. Nobody said last year was bad, but what we're seeing now, he's the dog on the bone. It was almost as if he had some cement in his skates last year, and he wasn't F1 ever. He's different. This has been different. He wasn't bad last year. He was good. Now he's great right now.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app.
PittsburghPenguins.com/flex.
Penguins are chasing 2 with 13:40 to play in regulation here in Pittsburgh. Oilers with a 4-2 advantage. The Penguins out shooting Edmonton 20-19. We'll get a face-off in the near left dot in front of the Penguins penalty box.
That applause right now is showing on the big screen. Former Penguin Pascal Dupuis, the duper, in the house.
Penguins royalty in the house tonight. Sidney Crosby still 1 point shy of Mario Lemieux. Sid gets the puck near corner, sweeps it up to Carlson. Rister down low for Raquel to Rust on the doorstep, looking for Crosby. Near side, couldn't connect. Puck goes to the near circle now. Shoveled out by Janmark. Out to the neutral zone it goes. Here's Draisaitl. Into the Penguin zone. Near circle, Dangle, centering pass. Second attempt, they score. Podkolzin on the loose puck is able to shoot it past Skinner, who was drawn all his attention on the intended pass over to Matt Savoy, and Podkolzin at the right spot at the right time. It's 5-2 Edmonton.
Man alive, Erik Karlsson is such an adventure sometimes, and he gets, I have no idea why he's pinching down. There's no need to pinch down the wall here. He pinches down the wall and he doesn't get anybody, and he's just fishing with his stick. It's maddening to watch sometimes, Joe. That you're out there against Leon Draisaitl and you're just fishing around. And next thing you know, you blinch, Erik Karlsson's flat-footed, he's trapped, and it's a 3-on-1 going the other way, and the pass doesn't connect. But because Karlsson can't get back, Podkolzin he's got basically a wide-open net. That is a dagger to the Penguins. It's now 5-2.
3-goal deficit with 13 minutes left. Oilers with it in the Penguin zone. As Frederick gets it at the corner, snaps it up to Regula, jumped off the stick of Nurse. Mantha races after it, but Nurse pokes it out of his way. Hayes takes it over the Oilers line to the circle, lost it at the corner. Played along the near boards by Tommy Novak. Hayes cranks it up to Kulak, who'll wrist one, doesn't get through traffic. Rebound to the far corner. Novak sweeps it up to Kulak. Mantha in the high slot. Kicks it to the near wall for Jack St. Ivany. He'll fling a wrister, got deflected, pops up, skims the netting. 12:27 to go in this third period. 5-2, the Oilers lead.
Yeah, that one really hurts. A 2-goal deficit, you get one, you get the fans into it, make it a 1-goal game, you never know what can happen. But that goal, no, it's 5 goals for the Oilers on just 20 shots. And you certainly can't blame Stuart Skinner on that one right there. That's just an unbelievable breakdown by the Penguins. That's a big goal for the Oilers.
3 power play goals for the Oilers in this one as well. Ends with the puck in the Oilers zone. Brazeau behind the net to Letang. Tough angle shot. Looking for Kindle on the doorstep. Ooh, he got caught upstairs. And this is going to be a penalty on Ty Emberson as McGroarty rips a wrister, bangs off the end wall. Crosby's off the bench. He'll play it. A delayed penalty here for the Oilers. Penguins have 6 on 5. Is Kindle okay? He's kind of assessing his mouth in the neutral zone.
Good time to bite the lip if you're Ben Kindle.
About it.
Bleed, baby.
Buying the extra time. Shoveled out. Edmonton grabs possession of it.
They're going to check Kindle here. He's showing them blood. He has his hand up. He went to the mouth, and then he showed blood. That might be enough. The referee is pretty quick to come over to the box.
Edmonton 49 has a 4-minute double minor for high sticking.
Way to go, Ben. I know it hurts now from biting that lip, but if the Penguins can get 2 power play goals here in this double minor, it'll feel a lot better, I promise.
Another opportunity for the Penguins on the power play. They're 1 for 4 so far tonight. Sidney Crosby to take the draw. He wins it. Off the far boards to Carlson. The half wall for Brian Rust. Downstairs, it got kicked wide. Mantha now will swing it up the near boards. The Carlson one-timer redirected by Raquel, but just wide. Rust in the corner. Downstairs to Raquel. Edmonton fights for it. As Rust digs it ahead to Crosby on the far wall. Snap towards the net. Just went wide. Mantha collects at the near corner. Settles it down. A little give and go from Raquel. Mantha again. Up to Carlson at the high slot. Drags it to the far side to Crosby at the far circle. Back up to Carlson. Wrister redirected by Sid, but it goes wide. Rush chips it over to the near side. Crosby plays it off the boards to Mantha at the near point. Mantha's wrister off of Raquel. It tumbles over to the far half wall. Brian Rust gets to it. A hand pass will stop the action. That's where it connected on Ricard Raquel. 3:15 to go on the Penguins' power play, the double minor. There's 11 minutes left in this third period. 5-2, the Oilers lead the Pens.
Well, it's tough to coach it up right now, but it's more of the same, Joe. It's all perimeter.
Yeah.
And listen, I want to give Edmonton's penalty kill unit a little bit of credit, but I can't because it's the Penguins kind of doing it to themselves. They refuse to get it to the blue paint when there's chances to do that. They keep looking for something better.
3 minutes to go on the Penguins' power play. Carlson takes it over the Oilers' line. He got sandwiched by a couple of Edmonton players. It's pitched out by the Oilers. Stuart Skinner leaves it for Anthony Mantha. Penguins are looking for a power play goal, most preferably in the first half of this double minor. They chip it down to the corner, played along the end wall by Raquel. It goes over to the far corner, kicked out by Edmonton. Here they come in transition. Podkolzin far side over the Penguins line, chipped it back to Janmark. He had to reach back to get it. Goes over to the far corner as Raquel kicks it over to the near side. Second unit starts to spill on the ice for the Penguins with 2:20 to go on their power play.
That was a 3-on-2 the Oilers had, and they just had a malfunction at the junction. And it was almost a 4-on-2 as the Penguins just were not back-checking hard enough, and they got beat up the ice.
Turnover by Edmonton. Letang with it near circle. He'll curl back at the point to Novak to Kindle far circle. Back up to Novak at the point. Walks the blue line to Kindle at the far half wall. Down to Kindle. Another Novak far circle. He gets stripped of the puck. Edmonton clears it down. Fans are getting restless. Under 2 minutes to go on the Penguins' power play. So we're at the second half of the double minor as Brazeau shovels it to Kindle, far wall over the Oilers line. He couldn't handle it. Knocked out by Edmonton. Here comes Henrique with some speed over the Penguins line near side. He'll softly dump it down to the near corner.
Joe, what you're hearing, half of it's boo, and the other half is shoot. So they're combined together, and the tone does not sound good.
A whole lot of ooh.
Look out.
There's a turnover by the Pens. Luckily, Darnell Nurse will just dump it on down to the Penguins' end.
Oh, an unbelievable opportunity. Have the Penguins even got a shot on goal in this double minor?
I don't think so.
Oh, my goodness.
Top unit back out there with 65 seconds on the Penguins' power play. Mantha at the point, gets it to Rust. It jumped off his skate in the far circle. He hustles after it, but Nugent Hopkins will clear it down. Under a minute to go on the Penguins' power play. Erik Karlsson to the far side, leaves it back from Mantha. He'll take it with some speed over the neutral zone to Rust, who dumps it down to the Oilers' end. Around the boards, played off the far wall by Mantha. Looking for Crosby, who was ready to load up for a one-timer. Never got to him, though. Raquel keeps it alive in the corner only until now. Edmonton clears it up, not out. Mantha with it at the point. To Rust at the half wall. Shovels down to Crosby at the corner. Tough angle shot. Hit the side of Jari. Out to the far wall it goes. Shoveled back to Mantha. Downstairs Crosby. Near circle over to Rust. Denied by Jari. And a sliding stop by Evan Bouchard keeps it out as well. 18 seconds to go on the Penguins' power play. Still 5-2 Edmonton. 8 minutes left in this third.
There's a pulse right there. First you had Sid from the goal line trying to bank it off Tristan Jari shortly thereafter. Sid has it more towards the dot. He spots Brian Rust coming in the back door. You had Raquel just camped out to the side of Jari, and a combination of Bouchard and Jari stopped Rust with 12 seconds left on this power play.
And still with it in the Edmonton zone. Rust at the far circle. Swept up to Karlsson. Now to Mantha near circle. Karlsson, far circle in the slot. Over to Rust. Far circle. He'll fire. Shoulder save Jari. Out of the box comes Ty Emberson. 4 minutes of a penalty kill. Killed off by the Edmonton Oilers on the double minor. Now they dig for the puck at the far half wall. Crosby's one of them in the Oilers' end. Pulled out by Edmonton. Cleared away to Darnell Nurse with 7.5 to play here in Pittsburgh. Nurse dumps it into the Penguins zone. Skinner stops it in behind his net. He leaves it for Ryan Shea. Letang in the near corner. Snaps it up. Looking for Brazeau. Now McDavid will take it over the Penguins line. Far circle. Accelerates to the corner. Leaves it back up for Emberson. Jumped off his skate. Kept alive at the half boards by Draisaitl. McGroarty now up to Kindle. Along the Penguins logo. Chipped it over to the near side. Edmonton takes it back on the stick of Stastny. Slinging up the near wall. Quick shot by Letang. He whiffed on it. Here comes Edmonton the other way with numbers. McDavid in the Penguin zone. Far circle around Shea. Big save by Stuart Skinner. Whipping his left-handed glove from left to right to deny Connor McDavid of his second goal tonight. But the Oilers lead by 3, and the Penguins are running out of time. 6:47 to go. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's hockey night in Pittsburgh, starring a lineup of Ford MVPs here to take on the ice.
The Bronco family and Explorer putting a twist on the classics. And the Mach-E, can I just say, it's electrifying.
Absolutely, Blinken, you'll miss the Ford Mustang.
And the Ready for Anything F-Series, best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh.
Wow, I'd hate to go up against this team.
Ford, the official car, truck, and SUV of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hey, Pens fans, Colby Armstrong here. As the official security partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the local team here at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses throughout southwestern PA. They are headquartered here. Their families eat, shop, and go to school and church in our communities. So they have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/pens for a free security assessment that will address your unique needs. That's vectorsecurity.com/pens.
Make your holidays extra special with winter's coolest treat, an ice cream cake from DQ. The perfect addition to any holiday gathering is the Dairy Queen ice cream cake. Delicious DQ soft serve and a chocolate crunch center. Order yours online today at dqcakes.com, the official ice cream cakes of the Penguins.
This is Phil Bork, the old 2-9er. Smith's is the official hot dog of the Pittsburgh Penguins and PPG Paints Arena, with recipes over 85 years old. Ask for Smith's hot dogs by name at Giant Eagle and other fine retailers. Smith's, it's a hot dog night in Pittsburgh. SmithsHotDogs.com.
Penguins unsuccessful to capitalize on the double minor by the Edmonton Oilers. And Edmonton continues with a 3-goal lead. It's 5-2 Oilers with 6:47 to go in regulation here in Pittsburgh.
We'll jump on a plane tomorrow and head to Canada's capital to take on the Ottawa Senators, and the Senators are playing much better hockey as of late.
Oilers win the draw. Rister from the far point, slowed down in traffic. It's scooped up, though, by Hudson. McDavid fires it off the far post. Olachari will skate it up towards center ice, fire it off the far wall, out of the reach of Spencer Stastny. Cranked around the boards to the near point. Danton Heinen collects at the neutral zone, then coughed it up. Quinn Hudson cruising into the Penguin zone. Curls at the circle with the near point. Dumps it down to the near half wall for McDavid. He'll send it rink wide to Stastny. His shot fired off of Nola Chari over to the far corner. It goes. Cranked back up to Stastny. Half wall for McDavid. Down to the corner at the goal line. Takes it to the far side. Curls around far circle. Shot fired. Didn't get through traffic. Stastny keeps it alive. Now to the high slot for McDavid. Just racing around to the far circle. Cuts through. Backhanded shot. That got kicked wide. To the near half boards. Connor Dewar tries to chip it out. Danton Heinen in between the penalty boxes. Can't keep hold of it. Gets it over to Emberson. Both teams desperately need a change. Under 6 minutes to go in regulation here in Pittsburgh. Edmonton leads 5-2. Stastny ahead to Janmark. He coughed it up, but Ben Kindle couldn't connect in the high slot. Puck rolls out to the neutral zone as the former Flame and former Capital Andrew Mangiapane dumps it down into the Penguin zone. Around the boards to Regula at the far point. Played it off the far wall. Oilers cough it up to the Pens. Brazeau over the Oilers line near side. Saucer pass looking for McGroarty with an outstretched stick. He couldn't bang it home. Now a missed keep in. Or rather slow down by the Oilers on the far side. The Penguins dump it back down into Edmonton's end. 5 minutes to go in regulation, which means we've reached the Big Mac attack. If the Penguins score in the final 5 minutes of any game this regular season, Wotherspoon a drive hits the side of the near cage. If the Penguins do score, you win a free Big Mac, courtesy of the Big Mac app. 3 days valid after purchase. Just download the app, claim your free Big Mac. Here's a loose puck out to the neutral zone. Edmonton trying to drag it into the Pens end. Janmark will carry it over the Penguins line on the near side. Curls around at the point. Swings it around the boards to the far corner. It's collected by Wotherspoon. 4.5 to play here from Pittsburgh. It's 5-2 Edmonton. Erik Karlsson skates it up far side of the neutral zone. Dumps it down to Edmonton's end. Played off the corner by Tristan Jarry. Over to the near side. Now Draisaitl with it. Goes off the skate of Evan Bouchard. As Chris Letang will chip it down to the far corner in Edmonton's end. Played by Matthias Ekholm. Forked along the far wall. Draisaitl collects. Takes it over the neutral zone. Slings it over to accelerating Patson. Now a shot on net is stopped by Skinner. Keeps it 5-2 Edmonton. 3:54 to go here in Pittsburgh. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
I'm Andy Cohen.
I'm Amy Sedaris.
It's time for the most unhinged holiday radio play of the season. Radio Andy's Holiday Hangout with hilarity and outrageous advice from Andy and Amy Sedaris.
The elderly love a sweatsuit.
They love an elastic waistband. I got one on now. My icebreaker would be, how much am I making and when are you leaving?
Radio Andy's Holiday Hangout. Celebrating the holidays right here on Radio Andy. SiriusXM 102. Or listen on the SiriusXM app.
Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Connor Bedard. Nobody said last year was bad, but what we're seeing now, he's the dog on the bone. It was almost as if he had some cement in his skates last year, and he wasn't F1 ever. He's different. This has been different. He wasn't bad last year. He was good. Now he's great right now.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
Just the nature of the NHL. As bad as things seem, as good as things seem, the NHL just has a way of leveling out. Everyone is doing okay, and it's just one real clump in the middle. No one's really separating. No one's really falling off completely.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Program today.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh. Penguins trail the Oilers 5-2. Hey, unleashing AI takes brain power and real power. From right here in Pittsburgh, EQT fuels the innovation driving the next big play. EQT, unleashing America's energy future. Also, a reminder about tomorrow's Powerball jackpot. You're not going to believe this. Nobody hit it, Joe.
Again?
Yeah, no, again. Here we go. 1.25. That's $1,250 million. $1,250 million is the estimated annuity. So don't forget to play at your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania Lottery proceeds benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. You got to be 18 or older, and please play responsibly when you're trying to win $1.25 billion.
Well, the odds are slim, but they're not none. Meanwhile, the Penguins are trying to overcome a 3-goal deficit with 3:33 left to go. Stuart Skinner on his way to the Penguins bench. He'll head there completely. Empty net for the Pens, 6-on-5. Brian Rush trying to tuck one home. It's kicked out by Tristan Jarry. Ricard Raquel flying off the bench, keeps the puck alive. Brings it over to the far point for Mantha. At the half wall, he'll take it. Shot fired, redirected by Rush, but stopped by Jarry. Over to the near corner, kicked along the near wall. Carlson pumps one home. On net, they score! Brian Rust on the doorstep. And the Penguins get back within 2 as Brian Rust continues his goal streak. 4 straight for the Rustache, and it's 5-3 Edmonton.
Well, Rusty got hauled down right around the goal right before this happened. I thought there was going to be a penalty called. And you said it, Joe. What really set this in motion was pulling the goaltender early by Dan Muse. He puts Ricard Raquel out there, and Raquel kind of kept everything moving. Ended up being a turnover by the Edmonton Oilers, and when that turnover was occurring, Brian Rust went to the front of the net, and it was a slow dribbler. That's why you throw pucks to the cage, man. I've just been begging for it all night long, and Brian Rust on the second whack solves Tristan Jarry. It's now 5-3.
3 minutes to go in Pittsburgh. We've seen crazier things happen in this building this week.
Really?
Let's see if the Penguins can return some of their own medicine as the Oilers fork it down to the Penguins' end far corner. Stuart Skinner still in net with less than 3 to go here in regulation. Up ahead to Kevin Hayes through the neutral zone over the Oilers line. Shot fired, saved by Jarry as Skinner was just heading towards the Penguins' bench. And he'll continue on. No, he'll stop.
Okay, you take him again. 6-on-5. You still have your timeout in your pocket.
That's a good point.
If necessary. But you're right, Joe. Hockey's a crazy game. Momentum can swing so quick and so hard. But if the Penguins have to have that mentality of stop looking for the perfect shot. Anything that's giving, just get it to the net, into the feet of Tristan Jarry.
Crosby wins the draw, got it to Carlson. One-timer, never got through traffic. It exploded Darnell Nurse right in front of the net. Crosby sweeps it to Carlson again. Crosby near circle. Fires. Pad save by Jarry over to the far side. The Tang sent it deep. Cranked up by Edmonton. Not out just yet. Raquel bats at it. Now the Oilers do clear it on down. Puck on edge towards the Penguins' empty net, but Carlson will race it down. 2:05 to go from Pittsburgh. Penguins down by 2. They've got the empty net, 6-on-5 as Ricard Raquel slings it down to the Oilers' end. Bouchard cuts it off at the corner. Up along the far wall, Hyman with it. Falls down to the ice. Russ keeps it alive. Tried to chip it over to Mantha. He gets it there. Around the boards to Crosby at the near corner. He'll push it up to Carlson. Puck on edge, but he keeps it alive. To Crosby near circle. Downstairs. Mantha over to Russ. Went through his legs.
Too hard of a pass. Otherwise, Rusty has a wide open net.
Crosby near circle. Try to get a pass to Raquel. Poked out by Edmonton to the neutral zone. Henrique fights for it. It rolls into the Penguins' end. Taken by Chris Letang. The Feed it back to Carlson with less than 1:30 to go in regulation. Ben Kindle trying to keep hold of the puck. Letang fighting for it in the neutral zone. McDavid's got it in the Penguin zone for the empty net. He scores. And the Oilers go back to a 3-goal lead with 1:19 to play here in Pittsburgh. Connor McDavid's second goal of the night and his 20th of the season.
Well, the one chance there just didn't connect. Sid threw a puck down low to Anthony Mantha. And Mantha, while he was right on top of Tristan Jarry, tried to throw it behind his backhand pass to Brian Rust, and it just had too much on it. And Rusty, I think he wanted like a one-timer pass just to pop it. And it had so much on it. It went right past him. And then shortly thereafter, Chris Letang can't corral a puck in the neutral zone, and that's not the guy you want to give it to with an empty net. And McDavid makes it 6-3, Edmonton.
70 seconds to go. Fight for the puck in the neutral zone. As Edmonton will take it over the Penguins line and drop it deep. Final minute of regulation. Justin Brazeau takes it away, sends it rink wide. Ty Emberson will send it back deep into the Penguin zone. Rolled along the near boards. Brazeau fish it over to Kulak. 40 seconds to go. Edmonton with a 3-goal lead. Danton Heinen into the Oilers zone. His shot gets deflected, pops up, skims the netting. 35 seconds left. The Oilers with a 6-3 lead as Brian Rust's goal, assisted by Anthony Mantha and Erik Karlsson. So Sidney Crosby still right now with just 1 point on the night, which keeps him 1 point shy of Mario Lemieux's all-time points record in Penguins history.
The next few games will also be against Canadian teams. Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto coming up for the Penguins before Christmas.
There'll be a dad's trip coming up to Ottawa and Montreal. And the Penguins wrap up the season series against the Canadians on Sunday here at home. And play in Toronto. On the road as Danton Heinen scores. On a feed right in front. It's 6-4 Edmonton with 13 seconds to go.
Well, not even a celebration by Danton Heinen. We'll give Tommy Novak a lot of credit. Tommy Novak has had a pretty good hockey game. Very noticeable. And he just takes this thing wide and looks like he was going to get peeled off, but threw it to the front of the net. I think maybe Kevin Hayes got a whack at it, and it bounced right to Danton Heinen. I don't know if it went through Hayes or if he actually got a stick on it, but the Heinen goal makes it 6-4 with 5 seconds to go.
That's Heinen's first goal of the season with the Pens. 2 seconds, one, and that'll wrap up the 5-game homestand here in Pittsburgh. Penguins get 3 points in it, but they go winless. Some dramatic losses, capped off by a 6-4 fall to the Edmonton Oilers, and Tristan Jarry's return to Pittsburgh, Stuart Skinner's debut with the Penguins, and Sidney Crosby now looking to match and possibly pass Mario Lemieux on the road as the Penguins will embark on a short 2-game road trip to Canada beginning in a couple of days.
No, and that's not the history we were looking for. We're hoping there's a history for Sid to catch Mario and possibly pass Mario in this game. But unfortunately, it's another loss on home ice for the Penguins. That's 5 straight in a 5-game homestand. First time in the history of your Pittsburgh Penguins since 1967. The Penguins have lost all 5 games of a 5-game homestand.
I don't think the Penguins have ever looked more forward to a plane flight. That's coming tomorrow. The Pens will ship off to Ottawa. We'll take a break. Paul Steigerwald and Brian Metzer will start the post-game conversation before Borky and I wrap up a few more things here from PPG Paints Arena. Edmonton beats the Penguins 6-4. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
This is Labatt, brewed for the hockey fans who yell, "Shoot it" from the cheap seats, and scream, "Ref, you suck," like it ever worked. You pound on the glass, spill your beer, and still act like you're running the power play. But hockey wouldn't be hockey without fans like you and a Labatt in hand. Labatt, we're brewed for the roast. Enjoy responsibly. Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York.
Sheraton Hotel has $6 Labatt Blue bottles during all Pens games.
Hey, hockey fans, the ice is heating up and the savings are too at Spitzer Auto World. Shop thousands of new vehicles at the Panda price. And here's the hat trick. Get a lifetime warranty at no charge. Whack more, spend less at Spitzer Auto World.
Our world revolves around you.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Pittsburgh Penguins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Penguins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Penguins.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Before, during,
wrist far side, shoots deflected, they score!
he lives here. Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hey, Pittsburgh fans, this is Phil Bork. In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shift. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals over the years. As a founding partner of the Penguins, PPG also likes big goals and is pursuing them off the ice to better the Pittsburgh community and the world. Through their Colorful Communities program, they team up with community partners to protect and beautify neighborhoods globally. Since 2015, they've completed over 500 projects, including one I had the chance to be a part of right here in Pittsburgh. We like big goals because when we score them, we all win.
Get your business in the game with Glassmere Fuel. We supply gas, diesel, propane, and other fuels for businesses throughout Western and Central PA. We even loan tanks and pumps. Call 800-235-9054 or visit glassmere.com. Your power play for fuel.
The Steel City knows a thing or two about winners. When it comes to environmental services, WM has been winning for over 50 years. We have over 45,000 MVPs on our roster across North America, from truck drivers to sales professionals and everything in between. And right now, we're looking for Pittsburgh area professionals to join our winning team because doing what's right for our planet is vital work. Best tackled together. We offer competitive pay, great benefits, and tons of other perks. Start your new career by visiting careers.wm.com. That's careers.wm.com.
This is the Rivers Casino Penguins Live postgame show. Here are your hosts, Paul Steigerwald and Brian Metzer.
Well, both goaltenders got nicked for some goals here tonight. The Penguins weren't able to make the night miserable for Tristan Jarry really until the very end when they got a couple of late goals. I almost felt like the Oilers were having a little mercy on Stuart Skinner at one point late in the third period. But in the end, you could kind of feel the Oilers prevailing here tonight from the start. And it didn't hurt that they had those early power play goals. Mets, 3 of them on the way to a 6-4 win.
Yeah, the power play was key in the first period. It's funny, Stag, if you look over a span of 4:57 in the first period, the Penguins went from potentially being up 1-0 to being down 2-0 with all of those penalties on the board. And just, to me, that just unraveled them there. I know they kind of fought back a little bit, but Edmonton, to your point, did look as if they took it a little easy after a certain point. Their power play was lethal tonight. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl were all over the place, and we all know how up Connor gets for playing against Sidney Crosby, and he was certainly on his game tonight. I believe by my last count, would he have 4 points in the game, 2-2. So all over the place. Great to see for them. They had a great night. Not so good for the Pens.
And I really hated the interference call on Justin Brazeau in the second period. They actually made it a cross-checking call. I don't get that at all. But anyway, it led to a power play goal, and in my opinion, that was a really big moment in the hockey game. Let's go back to Joe Brand and the old 2-Niner.
Thanks, guys. And you're right. Special teams played huge tonight. The Edmonton Oilers came in with the third best power play in the NHL. The Penguins came in with the best. Edmonton went 3 for 4 on the power play. Again, the Penguins committed 3 straight penalties in the first period, allowing over 2 minutes of 5-on-3 play for the Edmonton Oilers. They capitalized on it, starting with Zach Hyman, then Connor McDavid with a power play goal. All this while the Penguins went 1 for 6 on the power play and didn't generate a lot of chances. Overall, 8 total shots on goal and 6 power plays for the Pens. Their lone power play goal came from Erik Karlsson, but another one of those games, Borky, where there's kind of a lot of blame to go around, but the special teams is kind of what set the tone for Edmonton positively and the Penguins negatively.
No, I concur. And, you wonder if this would have been a different game. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? If the Brazeau goal is not offside and they get the first goal and they're on their way. Who knows how things would have went from there. But, yeah, when you're desperate for a win against this team that had a really good game in Toronto, had a stinker in Montreal before they came to Pittsburgh, looking to redeem themselves and get back on their winning ways, to take the kind of penalties the Penguins took there, that's really shooting yourself in the foot. It's not smart hockey. It's not disciplined hockey. And even you look at the penalties, none of them are good penalties. There are such a thing as good penalties. None of them were good penalties. And you allow that kind of offense to kind of freewheel the way they did in the power play with that much 5-on-3, you're setting yourself up for failure. And this game's honest, man. You don't play it the right way. You don't do the little things, and you don't pay attention to the details